they found out that Rohir is a bit changed. He's not like, evil or anything, but when Skitarii go into a fight, they're supposed to shut off their emotions and just be mechanical, cold, efficient. And he can't do that anymore. He gets pissed, especially when fighting Xeno enemies. He wants to kill. He wants to stomp them into the ground. He wants to burn them down. The Mechanicum was sitting around going, okay, we've tried hypnotherapy, we've tried software, we've even considered working on his augmetics, and he still gets pissed on the battlefield. This is weird. They were debating initially dismantling him, and by a narrow margin, they instead voted to hand him over to the Inquisition on the logic of, well, you might be able to use him, and the logic of, now we've gotten rid of him, and also, okay, maybe if we throw them this guy, they'll be happy. And that's about it.
That's deep.
So, just to clarify, you were a Skitarii, you had a detachment.
Sorry, what?
It seems like you switched from detachment to detachment. What was those two detachments' purpose? You had an Explorator detachment, maybe, and...
Oh, no, initially he was basically just like a grunt. And when they get upgraded to Skitarii, his detachment, instead of being thrown back into the fighting orcs fight, got pulled off with an Explorator who wanted to check out a site and left from Ryza. And she just requisitioned the first available unit she could get and happened to be his.
All right, cool. So, everybody knows who the Adeptus Mechanicus is to some degree or other. Can you clarify the differences between your bog standard tech priest and a Skitarii in terms of training and responsibilities?
Okay. The easiest way is from one of the books I read. The Mechanicus interpret the will of the Omnissiah and Mars, and the Skitarii are the fists that enact it.
Mm-hmm.
The Mechanicus are going to sit there. They're not going to be slouches if they have to get into a fight. They're not going to be, overwhelmed by some idiot with a lead pipe or anything. But it's the difference between someone who spent his life around books about combat and someone who spent his life around weapons.
But a lot of the skills do transfer over, and it's somewhat...
Some of them. Additionally, the line blurs occasionally because some tech priests can jump into the minds of the Skitarii there under their command. They can see what these guys see, feel what they feel, hear what they hear, and even sometimes direct their actions a little bit. To the Skitarii, this isn't seen as anything bad. This is like a religious experience. The Omnissiah has blessed you. You are getting direct orders.
All right, cool.
Additionally, Skitarii tend to be more mobile than tech priests. Tech priests, I'm not saying they're all slouches, but they tend to be more sedentary. They stay at a base, they look at something, they tend to get bigger when they get more augmetics. Skitarii tend to stay lean and fast. They tend to be more battlefield mobility, more ducking behind walls and firing over cover and stuff.
Uh-huh.
What else? Tech priests will know how to fix an engine, tune up a warp drive, get a cogitator to stop being stupid, maybe even build something from scratch. A Skitarii will know basic repair rights, and they might know a little bit more if they've done some studying on their own. But for the most part, they only know what they need to know: how to keep a tank running, how to keep a plasma gun from overheating,
Mm-hmm.
how to get a tank off its, the tank that's been stalled up, but they won't know how to rebuild the whole engine.
Yeah. They're more likely to get you a replacement or get it running in the moment than just go on troubleshooting for hours and hours.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So, as a Skitarii, you've only met your match on the battlefield roughly a few times, other than the actual Eldar conflict. But one of them stood out to you above all of the rest. What happened? Who was it that made their impression on you?
Actually, I had an idea for that, but do they have to be an enemy?
No. But perhaps there was some kind of conflict there.
Well, no, what I was going to say is several times in the Ryza conflict, they've dropped Space Marines to help these guys.
Yep, that works.
And the Skitarii don't like it. They don't like being shown up on their home turf. They don't like these guys who are stronger than they are, faster than they are, have better gear than they do, stomping their way through the enemy that they're struggling to fight. To them, they are the elite. The Skitarii are elite. They're high-ranking, I mean, they're clearly better than normal humans. I mean, they're mostly machine.
Yeah.
And then these guys drop out of nowhere and show them up. And so there's this... It's not like they dislike them. There's just this low-level resentment sitting there.
Yeah.
So,
especially with how restricted the gene seed is, even within the Mechanicus.
Oh, yeah. So it's just... There's a little bit of unhappy rivalry. Those guys would not have made a good impression on the Skitarii.
Okay, so, and I'd forgotten this one. Dare first, what is your divination?
Oh, where'd it go? I was just looking at it. Humans die so that humanity can endure.
Perfect.
And basically what it means to him is we're all parts of a machine. Seen through the lens of the Mechanicus. If part of it has to break and get replaced, part of it has to break and get replaced. As long as everything keeps going in the right direction, nothing was lost.
All right, Adam, what is your divination?
Oh, my divination is, let me get the exact wording, suffering as an unrelenting instructor. That is mine. It's quite fitting, see I was set on fire.
Also very...
Pardon?
Suffering is an unrelenting instructor. Tom, what about yours?
Mine is Innocence is an Illusion.
You are way too quiet. Wait.
So, roll.
It's even worse. What?
Hello?
Oh, he's there.
You said,
Very quiet.
you said innocence is an illusion or
Is that
something? Yeah.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
So what was it?
Innocence is an illusion, wasn't it?
Yeah, mine is Innocence is an Illusion, which to me that means everyone has something to hide, even from his own experience as a nobleman who's a blatant gang member. Everyone has a little dark secret somewhere. And he makes it his business to find them out so that they can't be used against him.
So you three blokes are there going through the corridor. Easy enough, you look at your standard acolyte party. And then from the corner comes probably the same amount of stormtroopers for this one person as was with all of you three combined. Joe, do you want to describe your character as she enters the corridor?
Of course. I'm just going to bear in mind I haven't actually really done character introductions properly ever.
Cool.
So if it goes to shit. Either way.
If you don't do much, I'll prompt you. It's all good.
Okay. Katarina LaRoe is a fourth generation, I don't know what you call it.
Colonist?
Colonist, yeah, she's on a ship, she was on a ship that was an unsanctioned, fucking hell. She's from a generation of void ship that was chartered to the outer systems of the Ascalon sector to perform an unsanctioned colonization operation. During this, her void ship was attacked by pirate raiders, forcing the crew to evacuate. Her home was destroyed, and she had to ended up traveling the Ascalon sector, working as a mechanic and repairing passing ships. Along these travels, she actually met someone called Darius, who used to be part of the Adaptus Mechanicus until he was cast out of the Heresy. What was it? He saw Katarina's flair for technology and ended up taking her as his apprentice, and trained her how to modify technology and think past the constructs around her to invent. New devices taught her forbidden laws, other races and their advancements, and they ended up smuggling and trading forbidden items and unsanctioned technology across the entire void. Long story short, they ended up going on a salvage operation to a forbidden world, which was the site of a Chaos Necron war, sneaking past a security patrol onto the planet, where she found an unidentified relic, which in turn opened her mind to the warp. Other stuff happened. They managed to regain some technology, and then it proverbially all went to shit.
So, just to clarify at the very beginning, the planet that he's talking about was one that emerged from the warp storm, the moderate one, which is currently encapsulating Ascalon. And it was a heretical colony ship who was looking to escape the Imperium and start anew.
Yeah.
So, you carry on?
But as their shuttle was breaking the atmosphere, something ended up happening, and she ended up being caught by the patrol. After what happened, she was locked in a security cell on a penal colony for 7 months in solitary confinement, until she was eventually given an offer either be executed or work for the Inquisitor.
Okay. So, you were born in the void upon a generational ship traveling through space. How did you spend your younger years? What made you special in all of those decks of citizens and other heretics?
Her father was one of the head engineers on the ship, so she ended up learning a lot about how to work with technology, and was taught to be part of the engineering crew from a very young age.
Okay. So, as a heretic, an unbound sage of technology, what is it like to know the workings of technology without the Adeptus Mechanicus watching over your shoulders? How do you personally interpret the machine spirit?
Katarina believes in the machine spirit, but doesn't revere it overall like the Adeptus Mechanicus do. She more still respects it, but is slightly willing to ignore, is well in the realms of willing to ignore it at times.
Uh-huh. So you don't necessarily look at it as like a tool, you don't look at it like a god, you look at it like a dog who is partnering with you on a hunting trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way.
You respect it, you're kind to it, you do what you need to do to keep it alive.
Yeah.
But it's not a benevolent being.
Yeah, and without the Adeptus Mechanicus watching her actions, she feels that she's able to progress her research and inner work on technology further than anyone else can.
Okay. So, you're now a Psyker 2. We mentioned the Chaos energies coming in and awakening your mind to the warp. You are now a Psyker and Heretic both. What is it like to have those psychic capabilities realized so late on in your life? How do you resist the warp without the aid of the Emperor's light?
Well, while Katerina was in the prison colony under solitary confinement, she ended up managing to find a way to cope with the warp, but she's very tetchy about mentioning it on how she managed it.
Okay. So, what do you currently desire your character, and what would you sacrifice?
Above everything else, she desires knowledge. She wants to learn about the world around her.
Mm-hmm.
And everything about it. And she sees herself as losing everything, so she doesn't believe she has anything left to sacrifice, so will go to extreme lengths to end up accomplishing her goals.
Dangerous. I like it. What was your... Well, when you were brought aboard the Custos of Xenos, you would have been seen by a member of the Scholar. What was your Imperial divination that was given to you?
My divination, 1 second.
From the Emperor's Tarot.
A suspicious mind is a healthy mind.
Perfect.
Oh, that's apt.
Yeah.
They're all very apt. I like it.
Super different. I know, right? It's quite nice that we got all of us.
She's a very paranoid person. She acts all friendly, but she can really judge you instantly.
So, well, like moving on. Everybody here is reasonably good with metagaming, right? Nobody's got any real big problems with that.
Good.
All right.
Obviously, if you don't need to know it, you shouldn't know it, but just for the sake of context in some things.
Mhm.
I do think it's worth Joe mentioning what happened while you were imprisoned so that people don't get confused out of character as opposed to in character.
Oh, so this is outside the meta, so they don't know it's in game.
Yeah, they won't know this in game, but it would be a good idea to let them know kind of the
Okay,
big...
so I'll let them know about like the other stuff is that while they were on the planet, they found the corpse of a Necron, which while they were breaking the atmosphere, actually reactivated and killed Darius. She ended up managing to kill it, which is how they got caught because of that entire fuck up. While she was inside, she kind of started to break and slowly go insane, seeing delusions of Darius and hearing his voice and seeing him. And through that, it ended up sort of being a sort of calming nerve and keeping her sort of grounded. Though she's completely batshit crazy in that sense.
She's deranged.
Yeah.
Which probably explains the twice number of stormtroopers currently escorting her. A good 10 feet.
Oh.
Basically, just imagine Harley Quinn.
Oh,
What's
this will
that?
be
You want me to
interesting.
kill everyone?
Actually, the sad thing is that's valid inquisitorial policy sometimes.
Well, Hereticus maybe, but not Xenos.
Since we're mentioning things meta, you guys won't be able to see that brand that the Dark Eldar put on my Skitarii, by the way. He keeps it under armor and gauntlet.
Adam, do we want to talk about your physiology for a moment?
No, I'm going to keep that out the meta just to make it harder for everyone to know.
We will find that out pretty soon, I hope. Okay.
Maybe.
So that's all of those questions done. We all understand each other's characters reasonably well. Are there any questions to each other or anything you want clarifying? Any questions to me?
Oh, it was worth letting people know that because I favour solid projectile, I'm not above using I'm not above using energy weapons, but I'll turn my nose up at 'em.
Okay. Cool.
What do I have?
So you're all being brought along this corridor. You've all kind of had a reasonably good look at each other over your shoulders or ahead of you. And the stormtroopers have waited outside and directed all four of you into this small circular room, which is reasonably dark. You know, it seems to have some light-absorbing plates on the ceiling and the walls. And there's a circular bench going around the walls with a small, what the tech-friendly of those of you would know is a kind of projector panel.
Oh no, take a seat.
And the door is shut behind you. You've got a few minutes to interact with each other if you want.
No, the Skitarii's gonna march in, sit down, let his little skull probe rest on his shoulder, kind of like it was like a hawk or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot to
And-
mention I've got a servo skull bobbing around behind me too.
So we've got two servo skulls. What kinds are they?
Mine's utility, I think.
As is
You can-
mine.
You're going to battle your Pokemon.
Twice.
So I'm gonna look between everyone, and vocalize the fact that I'm the only person who doesn't have a mask.
I think I've got a spare in my pocket if you need one.
I pop my shades on.
Smooth. Kashuna responds, smooth move.
So it's worth noting that for definite, Katarina's skull probe and any technology she has is definitely a lot more heretical than your standard Mechanicus things.
Yeah, it looks cooler.
There's no seals. It doesn't seem like they've been anointed anytime recently. A bit more steampunky.
It's got
than
flames
we have.
painted on it.
It's got flames.
The skull probe has flames.
To be fair, I'm so much more likely to draw like rainbows and flowers on it, but we'll go with the flames.
But then consequently, the machine spirit of the skull probe for Katarina will be acting more like a pet than the logical, honoured skull probe that Dare has.
Yeah, I can be seen occasionally petting it on the head.
So,
And it will...
so,
Actually,
I presume it's programmed to react like a cat in that regard.
Where else do you pet a skull probe?
I am a cat. I'm a very
the way I
cat
was gonna
person.
play mine off is it's almost like a falcon or something. Skull probes, I mean, servo skulls aren't revered that highly or anything.
so
They're just seen as a tool almost.
I'm gonna
Hey, don't mock Vincent. He's my friend.
I'm gonna approach quote unquote Vincent and like give him a look. Like, does the servo skull react to me at all?
You like is a bit unconscious, and then he sort of like curls up to your flat coat or whatever you've got wearing, just sort of strokes against it.
I will like frown myself like that's new.
The Skitari, meanwhile, is just narrowing. Well, you guys can't see it because he's got the goggles and shit on, but he's just like,
His visor's narrow.
yeah, he just kind of stares at the thing like he doesn't quite believe what he's seeing, but he doesn't. He can't quite say anything yet. He's just sort
I
of
think
like.
You just give it like a sigh. We just hear like the steam
a
come out of your
cybernetic
like.
sigh.
We just hear like a sort of decompressing like steam noise from your mask, like.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're going to be talking about the XP system that we'll be using in this game. So you will get the standard base XP at the end of a session for how many hours we played and whether or not I think that should be raised or reduced for your efforts.
What's the base
Otherwise,
of
you
this?
guys do have various party-wide tasks, such as completing any main objectives that you feel like you should get XP for. You can petition me at the end of the session when I ask. Otherwise, there are 3 other things, and you might want to note these down.
Mhm.
Is A, eliminating a threat to the Imperium of Man. B, creating a new contact, alter ego, or confidant to help with your investigation.
Alter ego.
C, yeah, well, not mentally, but like somebody else. Or C, by alter ego it means a disguise, an actual identifiable person that you've made and implanted into society.
Gotcha.
So C is discovering an important new clue in your investigation. All of those will give you 50 XP. Or more, depending on the severity, but minimum it will be 50 XP.
Eliminating an enemy, discovering a clue. What's the other one? Make a contact.
Making contact or an identity.
Yep, or find somebody who's now considers themselves to be an ally to you.
Okay.
Or you to them.
To make someone your bitch. Gotcha.
Yep.
I'm good at that.
Otherwise, I'm not going to give you a specific task, but if you feel like you've done something that would count as a disposition, something that you've done selflessly, or perhaps compromised the group for it, something that has put your life on the line or your own morals and desires on the line, a very hard decision that you've made for one reason or another, that will award you XP as well.
I'm just gonna quickly look at loot.
I will warn now, though, if you start being a dick with that, you ain't going to get the XP. Don't go Rambo on everything.
Aww.
It's got to be something worth it and meaningful. And remember that in Dark Heresy, subtlety is key. As was mentioned in the introduction, you must be secretive.
These
Otherwise,
people
you'll risk alerting the agents of the aliens to your presence, and then they will hunker down, and you won't find them.
Although I'm sure we're all very good at that. I must say, 3 masked people, one of which is probably a psychopathic killer. I mean, we don't seem like the most subtle people.
You'd be surprised, depending on where we land, we actually might blend in.
Seriously?
Ah, yes, the Underhive.
You're-
So, otherwise, I have prepared some bonds for you guys. I'm going to send each of you 4 bonds right now. Don't read them out. But these are the bonds that I'm suggesting to you. You must select 2 of them. And where there is a blank, you need to put the name of one of your fellow companions within the party. Now, when you resolve a bond, either because it's not relevant anymore, because you know, for example, if there's a bond where you have negative feelings towards somebody, that might become positive, for example, or become neutral, that would no longer be relevant. If you feel like somebody's hiding a secret from you, that would be resolved by finding out the secret. And then that would be resolved, you get XP for it, 50 XP each. Now, what you're going to be doing is choosing 2, and we're going to start off with Dare. I would like you to pick 2 of those and voice them out and who they belong to, who you've assigned to them.
Scroll
They have to
down.
be separate acolytes.
What's this thing you sent me? Sorry. All right.
These
I'll
are the
bonds.
You
Damn
pick
it,
2
two
of
of
them.
these were-
It has to be 2 separate acolytes. Each one will revolve 50 XP. You know how they work. I know you do. So
No, I'm just giving 2 of these actually fit one person, which is hilarious to
So,
me.
Do I pick 2? Do I pick 2 of them then?
you pick 2, and we'll go around in turns and assign them to people. So I don't know, Adam. Are you ready to assign?
Oh no, not 2 of them yet.
Okay.
I'm
about
thinking.
you,
I'm
Joe?
thinking.
Mm,
Or Tom, if you're at all
Alright.
ready.
Okay, I think I've.
just to ask, what are the significance of these, just as a question?
They'll give you XP
XP.
when you resolve them.
Okay.
They're there to.
They're sort of an
promote party
RPA.
roleplay. Yeah. You've got to resolve them in roleplay or through your actions. It's to promote inter-party, dialogue, as it were.
Yeah, I've got mine.
Okay, cool. Tom, your first one.
Yep. Okay, so Katarina has trusted me with the secret.
Okay.
Okay.
Which one?
So when you
Which
went
one?
to the servo school, you made good words with her. She told you one of her secrets. Now, you are compelled to do so, Joe. So if you want to PM Tom or do /W, which is whisper, and then to his name on Roll20, tell him the secret that he has been entrusted with. Could be any secret you have, anything your character doesn't want you know.
Let's see. Yes, they're natural.
Within reason, Tom.
Yes, they're natural. To be fair, I mean, there's one that I can. There's only one that really comes to mind.
So that large data bank beneath a cloth on your back might not be what it seems. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, Tom, you can fill in the blanks from there, I think.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And for as far as Skitaria is concerned, it does look like a data bank mechadendrite that's on his back.
Dang it, got it.
What is your second? Well, I don't know. If you can like figure it out in roleplay, feel free. But no meta. Tom, what's your second one?
Rochi does not understand life in the hives, so I will teach them.
Who was that?
Rokai,
Yes.
me.
Oh, is it Rokai?
Ro. Yeah, he just goes by Ro usually, but
I'll just call you Ro then. Ro does
Yeah.
not understand life in the hives, so I will teach them.
Okay,
which
cool.
is pretty accurate. His idea of life is everybody does what the hell they're told.
All right. Let's go with
Excellent.
Dare.
I'm still sorting out my second, but my first one is going to be the pretty obvious one.
Mhm.
Katarina has no respect for the machine, so I have no respect for her.
Oh, you bitch.
Hey, it's the most in character one. I'm
No,
sorry.
I agree.
It's not like he's gonna like shoot you or anything, but especially at the outset, you're kind of a heretic to him.
Only
Kind of.
wait.
Kind of, yeah.
Only kind of. I can work with that.
Well, I mean, you're not like full blown enslave the machine. They have no spirit. They have no soul. They're dead. So there's something he can work with too.
I
But
can be
this
like
guy
that if
came
you
out of
want
a-
me.
But this guy came out of a very strict Forge world, so it's very. This is the way you think. Why are you thinking differently?
Yeah, that works in a bit with mine, so that's good.
I'm trying to figure out my second one though, and it might take me a minute because
Okay. Adam, do you have any thoughts done?
I think I'm gonna go with I will teach Daedalus the true meaning of sacrifice.
Nice.
oh, that's
So I will teach Helios the true meaning of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Helios. I have no idea what I'm gonna do for my second one.
I'm just
Fuck
sending
it.
it to Doug because so they don't get like lost anywhere.
Fuck it, I'll do another one. Katrina smells more like prey than hunter. Here we go. Those are my two.
Oh.
Nice. Holy shit.
When we get in the sheets, that's gonna change, mate.
Well, now.
what?
Woohoo! Heresy! Cancel heresy!
I what?
The Order Hereticus has condemned these actions. They will cease.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
All right,
Is this gonna be one of those games?
Joe, do you want to your ones?
yeah, just give me. Whew. Ro is woefully misinformed about the world. I will teach him all that I can.
Married
Good
couple.
luck.
Convert him into a heretic. Bitchin'.
Good luck.
This is going to be married couple bickering. I can see it.
The sad thing is, I can totally see that ending up
Me
that
too.
way.
Me too. I see little tiny Rose by the end of the year.
Oh, that's kind of.
Little
I hope he
servos.
still has that equipment.
By the end of the
servitors.
campaign, he asks me out to dinner. I bet.
I was just about to say, if he still has that equipment, remember Mechanicus.
Oh, don't worry, I can make some good modifications.
All right, and
I-
what's your second?
Wow.
Oi.
Helios will play an important role in events to come. I have foreseen it.
Maybe.
And I actually figured out the second one. I'm going with Helios ways are strange and confusing. I think that's rather apt.
And confusing. Okay, so that everybody's got their 2 bonds. Everybody likes them.
Right,
This is going to
just-
be
I don't
interesting.
suppose I could ask everyone now then. So, bearing in mind that you all know that I am an untouchable, what is everyone's feelings about that? What's everyone's feelings about me in particular?
Strangely
definitely
enough,
all know for sure.
Strangely enough, the Skitari is going to be relatively okay with this. He's used to people being off-putting. He's used to people who aren't, the most normal thing on the Earth, because he comes from a world where people are more machine than man. I mean, hell, they actually had implants in his head to turn off emotion when he went into a fight. This is just one more thing to him. I mean, he's not going to be comfortable at start, but he's also not going to be freaking out. He's just going to see it as a fact.
No visible reaction from Whis.
Well, not at first,
Yeah.
no.
Okay. What about you, Katarina? Oh,
Yeah,
well, apparently.
I mean, Katarina's a psycho, so that's going to be amplified tenfold.
Ooh, yeah.
But then again,
She definitely
then again,
feels
she
it was-
is batshit, so...
She definitely feels something that's very off with you, but she's still very curious.
Yeah, bearing in mind that although you'll find me, a bit weird at first, I haven't got any abilities that can fuck with you just yet.
Yeah, like she feels off, but she's still intrigued by you. So
Yeah, I'm fairly low key still. In terms
Oh, that reminds me, Katarina, I'm going to require you to put 40 insanity points on your sheet.
oh,
Whoa.
Holy shit.
How many?
40.
40 or 14?
Every time you walk within 2 meters of Tom. Can you do that again,
40.
please?
That's a lot of freaking insanity
That's
points.
brilliant. Isn't that an immediate downside?
I thought we were just having my insanity as
The
like a
one that
passive.
he already had. Because he does have a disorder, it was mentioned.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I didn't know that. I thought it was
I
just like a
keep
passive thing
myself
as a
10.
backstory, but
If you please.
What you say, sorry?
You're going to need 10 insanity
I was
points.
about to say, like, how many do I owe?
Yeah, you do get them. And Joe, also attribute 8 corruption points.
I'm only on
Ooh.
13.
Oh, shit.
I am
Just-
clean.
Okay, 13 plus 8, that's 21,
2
right?
points away from becoming a fucking
It's funny
mantis.
that I am literally the most sane person here.
Oh wait, Joe, you already had corruption points.
Yes, I was on 13.
Oh, never mind. Take that away then. I thought you didn't have any.
God.
That makes sense.
So, how about...
In that case, I require you to roll for a malignancy
Oh,
or do a test to see if your corruption manifests physically.
okay,
This
how
would have
do...
been noticed prior to, not just suddenly in the room chaos.
Yeah, just stood in the middle of a briefing room, and all of a sudden hands erupt from his anus. Hair anus.
Oh, guys, by the way, demon.
All right, so
Sorry.
Demon. This is the bit where we all have to play off like she always had wings.
Yeah, it was like
It only happens on weekends. I swear this isn't like a thing that happens often.
just look up and down, just go. Just look up.
I need you to roll me a willpower test, Joe. And you're a psycho anyway, so this shouldn't be too bad.
What? So, a D100.
Yeah. Click your token and then click the characteristic roll button, and then you'll then be prompted.
Click token, and then characteristic roll. And then for willpower, submit. Modifier 0?
Yeah, modifier 0.
Yep, done.
All right, you have had 4 degrees of failure, I'm afraid.
Oh, come on.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's
You
impressive.
are indeed going to gain a malignancy, so I now need you to do a D100 roll with no modifiers.
Holy
This is-
shit.
Cruel. Everybody does this to me. 18. What's wrong with me now?
Hands. Anus.
18. So 18 is ill-fortuned. Chance seems to mock this acolyte at the most crucial of opportunities. Whenever this character uses a fate point, roll a 1d10. On a result of 7 to 10, the fate point has no effect, but it is spent anyway.
Oh, fuck.
Lol.
Why did I have these corruption points anyways? Just wondering.
Heretic.
Ah, right, okay.
Ah,
So, do I just write ill-fortuned in?
If I just paste this to you and you put it on your sheet somewhere. You condense it down, whatever you need to do, just put it on your sheet somewhere. Okay.
Roll d10 on.
So everybody is reasonably well acquainted, that's all sorted. And suddenly, the room lights disable, and a green illumination of a hologram appears over the projector of that.
Hold on, it's... Ah,
Oh,
wait, isn't that Malkador's sigil?
It is, but it's what we're using for today, because why not?
Okay. I just
Find it
just
big
one.
that's-
Well, this makes things interesting.
Generic Inquisition symbol appears. Insert here. Okay,
It's gonna
so...
get good.
And at that point, feel free to go to the journal and look at Katarina's full body. She's going to appear there, stood up, bolter on side, and I'd be addressing all of you. As a kind of...
You mean Evelyn Penn?
Yes,
Hi,
everyone.
guys!
Psycho going on right now.
10 out of 10. Cool.
So if everybody has Roll20 unmuted, I'm going to play her briefing. She will
That should be
disappear as soon as it is finished. It is a recorded message.
Oh.
Oh.
Ready?
Yep.
For more than a...
I must apologize for my absence, acolytes. A matter within the Calixis sector has my full attention at this present time and cannot be shirked. I assure you, however, that my agents aboard the Custos in Xenos are extremely capable and should be able to answer any questions you may have about your assignment. The hives of Desoleum hold many heresies and horrors, and you are gathered here but for one of them. There are increasing reports of horrible deaths within the upper levels of Hive Primus, with odd items of a possible Xenos or Archaeotech nature found with each corpse. Fellow nobles have related that these deaths were preceded with bouts of erratic and troublesome behavior, and have expressed their concerns that a Hive noble named Lansgugian has exhibited many of the same symptoms. You are tasked with the Emperor's work, to investigate the deaths and possible connections to any illicit artifacts, determine if they are potential dangers of a wider nature, and terminate their distribution. Recover and contain any items discovered, lest they corrupt others. Carry the Emperor's light with you throughout the Hive, for there is little proper illumination to be found in this festering ancient edifice. Desoleum teeters on the blade's edge of damnation, and one further heresy could topple the entire Hive into the abyss.
And at that point, she finishes, nods to you all, and the projection illuminates.
Is so Gulgian is so what was his thing again? Was he the latest one to die?
He is one that they've reported who has been exhibiting weird, strange behaviors. He is not dead yet. Although there are numerous other nobles who have been dead, deceased, investigated, and etc. and logged.
Do we have all that in note form somewhere, did you say?
I was about to ask, yeah, do we have a record that we were also provided?
Yep, so I put the name and the house name into the Skype. I'll also make a note for you in Roll20 of the log of that. Kind of like a typography of it.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay.
Think of that. That's my lovely lady friend doing voice acting.
She's got a nice voice.
It's going to be awkward when we meet the Inquisitor and you've got to put that voice on.
I'm the Inquisitor. Oh boy!
Gotta bring it
Fresh.
later.
That's actually...
To do Evelyn's briefing. Just drop
So-
it there.
Considering I am of a noble house, although I'm not of this planet, I don't suppose I would know anything about any of the noble houses at all.
Not on Desoleum, no. In fact, this entire subsector is unknown to you, really.
Okay.
Other than what you have in the data path. The lights come back on and you're all left there in the room to discuss.
Okay, I don't know if you guys would have noticed this. I don't know how closely you'd be looking at him. But the mere mention of, like, Xenos artifacts making people behave strangely and stuff literally has the Skitarii clenching his fists for a few seconds before he manages to calm himself down. If any of you have been around Skitarii, that's not normal.
Yeah, I think I definitely would have noticed that. I do give you a look. You can't see my eyes because I've got my sunglasses on, but I'd say as bluntly as possible, chill out, Tin Can.
I just give like a little smirk.
And I look towards Katerina, and sort of like gesture to where the holograph was. I was like, Architect, Xenotech, thoughts?
I have a bit of experience with them, so we should be good. It's definitely interesting that artifacts are showing up. Not in. Wait a second. Do I have any like knowledge of smuggling technology in that sector, just as part of backstory, or?
You and your Heretech friend were indeed smugglers. It's why you went down to the Forbidden World in the first place.
Would
So
this?
is there a chance that I'd have knowledge of anything?
Not
Going
within
on
the subsector, no. But
Okay.
you do have knowledge of it happens, and you've done it before.
Fair enough.
Would the Skitarii have any special knowledge provided to him by the Mechanicum about any of this? Anything that they would have given him?
From what you can theorize, they've kind of been kept out of the loop, really, at least outside of Xenos. Although you do have that other document that they provided you about one of the manufactories on the planet,
Okay. Okay, let me.
which is under Decilium locations and organizations.
Yeah, I'm going through the list here. We've got a lot of, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Carrion again. So, in prior experience, just how easy is it to smuggle onto like hive worlds with this sort of architect? Is it? I mean, I'm assuming it's obviously it's regulated. Well, not regulated at all, completely forbidden. But like, what procedures would you have to go through to subvert the authorities like that?
Well, it takes a lot of bribing, and you've got to avoid numerous patrols on the way in, so it's hard, but definitely not impossible.
You definitely can't take it through either the planetary ports or the orbital stations. You've got to take it into a different location on the planet and then move it via ground.
Yeah, you got to sneak in avoiding patrols and sensor sweeps, so it's risky business, and you've got to definitely be good at what you're doing.
You would be dealing with the Imperial Navy if you were ever caught, and that is not something you want.
Yeah.
And with the Mechanicus, depending on what you're carrying.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna glance at everyone and like, if that's the case, then obviously someone or someone's with a lot of pull at least are allowing this. If not, then we can only assume that the authorities on this planet are really, really lax and probably shouldn't be trusted to do it to help us with anything serious should the need arise.
Well, they're either clueless or in on it. There's a lot of money in forbidden artifacts.
The cold trade.
So at this point, the door to the room is going to open, and a single stormtrooper is going to walk inside. If anybody doesn't know exactly what these stormtroopers look like, here's 2 images in Skype to give you a rough idea.
I love these guys.
Well, if he thinks that's enough to take us all on, I don't think he's very well informed. Just pushing that.
He's going to stand to attention and salute you all, and put his hands behind his back in usual spread.
Oh boy.
I'm mock saluting right there.
I'm just gonna mutter, I love a man in uniform.
And the Skitarii, like a true soldier, is going to not quite salute, but he is going to, acknowledge the guy.
Acolytes, I assume you've all been briefed by the Inquisitor. I will be your liaison while you're aboard the Custos and Xenos and aboard the planet of Decilium.
I nod.
Odysseus.
Is there anything that's not in the data pad that you would like to apprise us of prior to entry?
Well, that I'm aware of. If you have any questions, I would be happy to take them now.
Out of character question, because I was trying to remember something that was said in the briefing.
Yep.
There was hints about artifacts. Has anything been recovered? Did they mention like anything having been recovered or cited or anything?
Yeah, I was
It
wondering.
specifically said with odd items of possible Xenos or Archaeotech nature found with each corpse.
Okay.
So
Are
it
they
wasn't-
being stored at any particular
That's
facility?
dang. I was going to ask, are the items that were found with the bodies, have they been placed in the care of the Mechanicus or the Arbites?
The items found with the corpses have been placed with neither, and rather with the Auto Tempestus for the time being, with our own inducted tech priests who are looking over the devices.
What exactly is the range of the devices? Is any of them particularly militant, or are they all sigils, or what?
They all seem to be small trinkets able to be kept within a small bag at your side or a pouch. Some of them have been spheres, some of them cubes, but they've all had same and similar markings
Eldar,
that
right?
we just haven't been able to identify as of yet. We're still waiting on authorization from the Auto Xenos to actually get more information here, and of course, the Inquisitor Evelyn Payne is busy elsewhere, so she can't do a personal inspection.
Have they been displaying any activity on their own while in custody?
They have not. None of our troops have been affected, and neither have the tech priests.
That's odd.
If there is anything happening, it either happened because of the weak wills of the nobles, or happens over a prolonged exposure, is what we've been able to determine.
This latest man, Lance Gulgian, what is erratic behaviour? What way you consider erratic behaviour?
From what we know, he has been missing commitments, displaying uncourtly manners at various banquets and meals.
I tut at that one, like fucking courtly manners.
So he's been just dropping trousers mid-dance. Dance hall and stuff.
This guy sounds better and better to me. I mean,
We do have the relevant addresses of other nobles on the planet that made these reports, if you wish to interview them.
Do we have the actual reports?
I like click at him with a finger. I'm like, send them to my compad.
The reports he taps on his datapad, they get transmitted to your datapad. They're nothing that I haven't just told you.
Okay.
He clarifies also that these reports were not given to us directly, but rather to the local sanctuaries on the planet, who then forward it to the Arbites in the rest of the sector, who then forwarded it to us.
Hmm.
Are there any other
These
questions before I take you to the hangar?
These devices, do they have any visible power source? Do they give any sign of being anything other than inert?
No, at least not by Imperium standards. Which is obviously why we have brought in the Auto Xenos.
Do you feel any sort of like presence around them, or would you know anything about that? Like any off vibes, such and such. What is that?
He kind of squints at you. Says, I wouldn't know. I could certainly make the inquiry before you make planetfall.
Might be helpful.
He nods.
One last question. If we ever get in a particularly sticky bind, will we get help? Or are we on our own when we're down there?
You will be on your own.
Yes.
You will have a single transceiver given to you, which will have a distress call, although we will not be able to rescue you or evacuate you until he has a think about the current rotation of the planets and says, roughly about 18 hours after its activation.
So basically, if we do a whoopsie, we have to deal with it ourselves.
Yes. It should go without saying that with the moderate warp storm in Ascalon, the navigator houses have retreated. The Arbites no longer operate in this subsector. You'll be dealing with the sanctuaries of the planet, and I will assure you that they are Imperial law enforcers, although they're not aligned with the Arbites themselves. They do serve directly underneath the planetary governor.
I do like tut when I hear about the Arbites like buggering off, and I'm just like, never there when you need them.
Right. Is there anything else?
Okay, so I'm ready.
As am I.
And for note, in case it was not read, the planetary governor is Lady Aud Killian. And at this stage, I would refrain from informing her of our investigations. We don't know how deep this heresy transgresses.
Where will... Quick question, guys. Where are we? Are we starting at a specific point? Are we going to be investigating one of the nobles' houses? Where are we touching down? Does anyone know?
Assumedly, we'll be going after Lance Gulgian first.
You'll be
What's- I mean,
transported via gunship to Port Gaia in Decilium Hive Primus.
Oh, sorry,
After
that was.
there, it'll be up to you to make your way into the hive itself.
I would
Sorry,
recommend if
I
we
meant
can,
that out of character, but okay, sorry.
It answers the question.
when we go in, I recommend like we go in, like look at the bodies and the artifacts first if we can, then go talk to the guy.
I
But
agree.
because then like
As
we'll
do
have
I.
a little bit of appropriation before we do it.
I asked the stormtrooper, do we have clearance to see the bodies?
We will do.
I will have to converse with the tech priests we have under our disposals.
I nod. Although I do not doubt the efficiency of those already investigating it, I feel that fresh eyes can always help a situation.
Even if they're heretical eyes.
He nods and
me?
grins.
You sound like character.
Yes, that was.
He smiles and grins at your comment and then looks down slightly and says, "Well, that may be the case, and I can surely empathize with your thoughts.
I just
Times
give
of
you.
the essence, and if Lance Golgian is already being affected by said device, finding him quicker rather than later would be better.
Hmm.
If
the very
I can give
least-
you access to these devices and corpses before the time dated for planetfall, then of course I will. But I cannot promise anything.
I
I just give a-
thumbs up.
At the very
Yeah.
least, I would like us to get any autopsy reports or anything that they can provide.
Yeah. Some autopsy results would be helpful when we can see if there's any like sort of notable, discernible means of death. Any like sort of, what do you call them?
Should be able to clear that. We will have them transmitted to your personal data pads within the next day.
Great.
Till then, you have 1 hour to walk the Custos and Xenos. You will be escorted by stormtroopers, of course. And they may know where everything is. You can ask them questions relating to the ship itself. They know not of your mission. Don't even bother. And in 1 hour, you will all be required to report to the hangar bay for Planet 4. And he salutes
Okay.
and
Great.
leaves with the door open.
I'll go straight back to my quarters. I'll pack like all my stuff like prior that I've got. It's sort of like it looks like a duffel bag that the two like carry bits are long enough to be back straps, so I can basically fit it over my back and carry it on my back like that. And I'm gonna, before we disembark, I'm going to go to the firing range and have a fire off a few before we set off.
All right.
You're gonna run into a Skitari then, because that's where I was gonna have him go.
I was thinking about heading there.
What about you, Wheeze? Silence.
Nah, as soon as the briefing's over, I literally walk straight to the place we're supposed to be going.
Oh, nice.
Goes and sits in the hangar bay and watches the
Yeah,
ship.
I'm just like on pause, just staring out of a window or something.
Fair enough. And like I
Right,
said,
you'll make it to the firing range. It is tricked out with holographic targets that can register.
Ooh, nice digs.
I do actually whistle at that.
Right now, they have Hormagaunts being destroyed, running up to the shooters.
Like I said, I will attempt to unload on one of them then.
Right? Go ahead,
Quick
make your
question
roll.
here. This won't spend my actual ammunition, will it?
No, I'll refund this ammunition.
Hey,
I was
Woohoo!
waiting for you all to start firing, and then like.
I mean, they probably
then
give
be
you
like,
blanks
yeah, nah,
anyway.
you're not getting more.
Yeah, I was under
There
the
are blanks for
impression
plasma.
They,
Hey, does
they
anyone actually think
Well,
that
no,
we
they
can...
take your canisters and capacitors and magazines away and give you small transceivers, which will then use a GPS system to see if your shot would have actually hit or not.
Does anyone think that we can drop by the armory and see if they'll give us some more rounds for when we're down there?
I
Well, it's right next to
definitely
the
will probably have a look at that afterwards, yes. But
Okay.
for now, okay, so I'm gonna.
That's actually a good point.
Can I actually roll? I'm actually rolling this then.
Yep. So, Tom, I think you had your weapon set up already, didn't you?
It's a Carnodon revolver. It's a chunky bastard. Fires chambers 6. It has some decent penetration to it for like a starting thing, and it can fire in 3-round bursts.
So it's a background story.
Oh, we know what you're doing.
Accurate. So, I'm going to fire that then. So, I'm going to fire a burst. So, burst is plus 10, yes?
Yep.
No. What's that?
Yep, that is absolutely a miss. Want to try again?
I'm going to finish.
Nice shooting, Tex.
As for modifiers, you will get a -10 because Hormagortons are of a small size.
Okay, so that should get a case. I just get a 0 then.
Sorry, I mean a +10.
Plus 10. Oh, well, I was still.
+10 to the target, which means that the thing you're using for your guns here shows you the degrees of success and minuses in the tens. So your target is actually -11 from what you actually rolled. So you failed by 1 degree because the tens is a 1. And then your second one, you failed by 6 degrees.
Let's do this.
Question: do you have any formal weapon training? Just a question.
Who, me?
Oh, yeah, just wondered.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's still 4 degrees of failure.
He wasn't asking, he was ripping you, Tom.
I just ignore him until I hit. Which is apparently never! There we go! And
Can we just
that's still only
can
1
me and Rose
degree.
just have like a brief look at each other, just like in disapproval? Like I know we hate.
As the
We might not be
Hormagort-
allies, but this is just pathetic.
You don't see any
yeah.
of that. You just see me hit all 6 shots straight away. Fuck you
As
guys.
the Hormagort
Yeah,
reaches
sure.
the firing window and climbs up, exposing its belly across the entire screen, you manage to hit it.
The Skitari, for his part, is going to look up at the ceiling plates with this expression that, despite the mask, manages to convey, "Oh God, civilians."
I'm just gonna wave my hands around like, fuck you guys.
Could you give me a D10 roll, please? Tom.
Oh god.
Okay, what is that? That is a 7. So, with an audible crack, 1d5 of the target's ribs break, permanently reducing the target's toughness by 1d5. Until he receives medical attention at the end of the round that this character took an action, roll 1d10. On a result of 1 or 2, the character dies instantly and a shattered rib pierces a vital organ. Which we are going to say is what happened. Absolutely.
Oh, I got a 1 anyway, so.
Ugh.
Should
Messy.
gun only 1d10.
No, that wasn't the damage, that was something else.
Alright.
If you want me to roll the damage, well.
I dies.
There we go. 6 damage, pen 2.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull up my sheet real quick again.
You can use either the sheet or you can have some macros set up. I don't mind which.
I just had to check a stat on the plasma gun. That's all.
Macros are difficult to tell what it like when it goes to minus. It's strange.
Yeah, I thought it was a glitch at first.
-6 is 6 degrees of failure, for example.
Oh, so
I like
basically
just rolling 1d100 just because then the GM can hide like negatives and stuff like that.
So
Oh no,
basically,
I'll still apply those negatives in my head even with the minus
Alright.
stuff.
I can have some
So
macros set.
basically, imagine that as a single number as opposed to the 64.
Yeah,
With
basically.
the degrees, so it shows
If
like
you
the
get-
roll in degrees as opposed to.
So if you get a number of 5 and the tens is a 0, positive or negative, neither, that's still a hit. Because it's classed as a positive number. But when you get a 1, you get an extra degree of success.
That's weird, man.
Yeah, I'm
You can mess about
confused
for a
as
minute
fuck.
too. Just ignore my shit.
Once you get used to it, it does make things way quicker and easier.
I'll take your word for it at this point.
Like I said, I'm gonna whip out my power maul and like turn it on like crackling, and I'm gonna go and hit some side targets or something.
Gave up on the moving
Yeah.
targets.
4 there, but the target is 0?
What?
Why is your target 0? Oh, it's
No idea.
You've written 31 plus 20.
Alright, shit.
And yeah, for both.
How do I do this, by the way? So I can fire a few shots.
No, it must automatically be adding the plus 20. Like it must be like I must just need to put 20. There we go. Yeah.
We'll get Sakura set up later on, but shots are fired, everybody Sans Joe, for now, if you go onto your character sheet and go down to the weapons section, there should be a 2-hit and damage button you can use.
Yep. Just click the hit one.
Wow,
Did I just click the hit one?
Nope,
Doug?
you got a -4, which means 4 degrees of failure.
Just gonna.
Get all the
That's-
bad rolls out now, guys.
I've got a target modifier 0, right, for hit. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
can
Every
you-
time I hear like get the bad rolls out, I remember a game I played where this one guy would lose his shit at expressions like that, and then try to lecture us on probability theory and why that was bull.
Uh-huh.
So naturally, every time we rolled anything, we would say shit like that to fuck with him.
I mean, mathematics is also philosophy, and philosophy is theoretical anyway. We don't actually know we even exist, so fuck you. Is would be
Nope, I exist.
well, in theory. Moving on.
Wow,
Now.
stop existing and actually hitting things, please.
I just spin the gun around my hand, just give like a casual glance and a smile.
I hope you were getting a terrible accident and lose your gun finger.
Right,
In a fury, I'm going to stomp out.
So some people wanted to go and visit the armory, is that correct?
Yeah.
Well,
see if we
I haven't shot anything yet.
Go shoot.
Go ahead.
Shoot something.
I was waiting for my turn.
Yeah, just go for it.
I just did it. Please say I'm not the best
Target
shot
modifier?
here. 0,
Mhm.
3.
Plus
What's the
10.
target modifier?
None for now.
Alright.
But I will tell you when we get into actual combat.
Nice shot.
You're just gonna whip off one.
Oh.
Because the thing only has 2 fire modes: single or double. That's it. So wow.
Decent.
There you go.
We have 2 capable-ish shots.
Well, I mean, Roe failed, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, right.
Yeah, I missed by a bit. I'm gonna
So-
try that again. Hang on.
Ah.
Go to the armory. If you're wanting a magazine for your gun, you have to do a requisition test of the same rarity.
There we go.
The
Nice.
rarity of mine is only. Actually, hold on, what is it?
How do you find the rarity of a magazine again?
It's
It's the
gun
same as your
rarity.
Oh, that's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so good luck.
Although, because you're on an inquisitorial ship, let's give it a +30, shall we, to your target?
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Got the location bonus. The book actually
Okay.
recommends it. Says like maybe you should have someone whose dedicated skills are for requisitioning.
The personal shopper?
Or just one person who negotiates like basically the trades for everything.
So, influence is a new thing in Dark Heresy 2, which some of you might not quite know how it's used.
Well, I got the roll.
Yeah.
But the target got wonky. But I got my roll no matter what, so I got at least one more magazine.
Cool.
Or
And you
plasma
have-
bottle.
So influence add a plus. What is it?
Influence, you get a +30 because you're on the Custos in Xenos.
Hey. There we go.
Nice roll.
Can I have a couple of mags because I've been missing things?
Yeah, go on, give yourself 4 magazines, why not?
It works off for future use. It's
Wait,
degrees of success on your roll if you get multiple.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Okay, so if it was plus 30, I got
you're
3,
buying drugs.
3 degrees of success. How many plasma flasks can I get?
Get free. Why not?
Cool, I've got 5 total now. That's awesome.
Okay.
So-
How do I?
So the most obvious thing of influence is requisitioning. However, if you can spend or lose influence as well. Obviously, you can gain it by doing deeds to the Imperium, doing favors for certain nobles, etc., etc. More influence is better. You can lose it by failing. You can lose influence by flaunting your influence about and requisitioning things you don't necessarily need, or misusing or abusing your authority, etc., etc. And in desperate
Basically, don't
situations,
be a dick.
in desperate situations, you can actually choose to just sacrifice some of your influence to automatically succeed on a requisition or an influence test. You may choose to decrease your influence by 1d5 in order to automatically succeed.
Fair play.
Okay,
And
so
if
instead of it
it's-
being like a permanent characteristic, it can fluctuate up and down from just
Absolutely.
max. Okay.
all the time. You'll never
Can,
get more than 2 though for reasonable events. It's hard to get influence, and this is Imperium-wide influence level, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't just on this planet.
So, if degrees of success are important when you're spending that 1d5, you have achieved a number of successes equal to your fellowship bonus. Okay?
You can always spend a fate point as well, so you could always just be like, hey, I'll have another degree of success for another mag. You know what I mean?
You can also spend your influence to bring in these things called reinforcement characters.
Oh, yes.
So if you want to hire a servitor from the Custos being brought down, you'd spend influence permanently to do that.
Permanently is in to have the thing permanently with us.
Until it
Until it
would
dies.
not leave.
Dies.
Like, I've got examples here of Death Watch Space Marines and Sisters of Battle.
Holy shit.
And Evan-
Yeah.
Yes, please.
yeah, let's get my girls in here.
What's this? You can reinforce with it. To reference,
Honestly,
Grey
I
Knight
think it's
Space
some.
Marine is only 16 influence cost.
What the fuck? What
That
the
Yeah, I'm
is
gonna buy
not-
3 now.
But your influence minimum at the time of purchase must be 65 for a Grey Knight.
Aw,
Who wants a Grey
So if
Knight?
you brought that in without good reason, your influence would take a hit as well.
What's the delivery time on a Grey Knight? I've got
Well, I don't
Prime.
know. Do you have Imperium
Imperium
Prime?
Imperium, right?
I love how we thought the same thing.
They have the best navigators, probably admit it.
Shit. Well, if you've got any demons,
Yeah,
They're
It's
going to
just-
go into the warp and arrive a week earlier and just be waiting for you.
Have
just
you
a
got
servo
teleport
skull just
insurance?
drops one
It's like,
down.
don't take the teleport insurance box. He teleports half in the floor just next to you. It's like, fucking hell.
Right, so
you're
anything
shaking your
else?
head at the Grey Knight.
Is there anything else before we go and make Planetfall?
Can I get some bullets or
Yeah, of
magazines?
course. So you want to go onto your sheet and click the influence.
Okay, yep. Anything to the target modifier or?
Your
No.
modifier is 30.
Oh, 30. 30. Okay. Submit.
In fact, let me have a quick think.
There we go. You have gained 4 magazines of what you wanted.
Nice. 4 extra clips of expandables, which puts me up to 6 extra clips. Nice. The lives, the days.
No, I've committed to fucking off. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you've committed to fucking up.
Alright, anything else?
So, mommy, now we. No, I'm good.
Alright, let's have a quick discussion of the purpose of Fate in Dark Heresy 2. So the functions of Fate that you have are as follows. You may use them to re-roll a test. Prior to a test, you may gain a +10 to the target. After the test, you can add 1 degree of success, or reduce the failure by 1 degree. You can count as having rolled a 10 for initiative. You can instantly remove 1d5 damage from your character, but it cannot be used to remove critical damage. You can instantly recover from being stunned, and you can remove all levels of fatigue. Everybody get that?
That last one's really sick.
And obviously, burning a fate point is used in dire situations, such as wanting to not die.
Kind of important, that.
Cool. Anything else to happen, or anything else of interest?
Not for me.
I'm thinking.
Anybody
I
know of
think we
anything else on this ship we can go to, or no?
There's plenty of
I've
places.
never really been on a big black ship before.
Except for
Well,
the
just
last
as you're
transport
like
you
chatting up the stormtrooper, asking him, if he comes here often. You-
That
Yeah,
is something
or-
I'm sidelining right now.
Yeah, he just
Oh,
kind of
God.
shrugs and looks quite nervous, and one of his friends, hits the butt of the gun on his arm. You're all going to be brought down to the hangar bay of the Custos and Xenos.
Cool.
Now.
I wave cheerfully to Wheeze. And I spot him
Yeah.
staring out a window.
Yeah, I'm facing completely away from you.
I'm like, Wheeze, hey Wheeze. I'm like, I don't know, pick up a cigarette and throw it at him. So, try and get his attention. He's a low stick.
In fact, actually, if you wave while you're coming in without looking, I will wave at you.
Oh, super. In that case, I don't throw a cigarette at you.
I'll
So,
just hold my hand up, no like a flappy wave.
Yeah, I like lean next to Gary and I'm like, I think we're making progress.
Yeah.
What stands before you is an unmarked Arvus lighter. If anybody knows what those are.
No.
It's a what now? It's a Argus what?
An Arvus lighter. I'll get you a picture.
An Arvis lighter. Well, is it like a
I've
really
actually-
fancy lighter? Like, you know.
No. Oh, it's one of the. Okay, it's one of these things. It's a little stubby little transport.
Oh, not traveling in style?
Seems to have the markings of a merchant's guild on it.
Boo!
Oh.
Using registered inquisitorial vessels.
Here's another angle for you guys. Hang on, it's not loading.
Yep.
It's a stubby little transport.
They couldn't give us something with a little more pizzazz?
Apparently not.
What, should we land the entire fucking ship? Like, strike
We are trying to stay under the metaphorical radar here.
Yeah, well, same starter.
Just teleport in centre of town.
So within the transport, there is a pilot marked by civilian clothing. At the very far end, next to the cockpit, behind a crate is one single identifiable stormtrooper. Otherwise, there are 4 other merchant-looking folks in there who seem to be unarmed.
Okay, so we walk in there, and I immediately like, where is the stormtrooper? Is he in the cockpit?
He's next to the cockpit behind a crate,
Okay.
hidden from the hatchway.
Okay, I'm gonna like walk up to him and like quirk an eyebrow at the other people. I'm like, are there civilians in here with us?
The transport was requisitioned by the Ordo Xenos for all the means.
And who are these people then?
As you look at the people, you see they're all like kind of sweating and kind of in distress right now. From what I know, they have a merchant mission to make on Decilium below. Isn't that right, guys? And they all kind of like go, yes, that, yeah.
God, I'm loving this town.
One stands up for a salute but hits his head on the roof of the flyer.
I'm like, bearing in mind that like, I don't know how old they are or something, but bearing in mind I'm only like 27 or something, I like just put my hand out like wave him down. I'm like, sit down, son. Don't embarrass yourself any more than you already have.
Meanwhile, by the way, while you guys are all doing all that, this Qatari's gonna, he's not gonna run right into the transport. He actually, puts one hand on it, mutters a quiet prayer, does the Mechanicus thing.
Uh-huh.
I forget if anybody wants to interrupt him or anything.
If you're in the doorway, I'll
No, he's not
move
going to be
around
in the,
you.
he's not gonna
I
be
just-
in the
I just-
doorway.
I just give him like a slight look as I go in, knock the doorway of the transport 2 times, and then just stride in, give the stormtrooper a nice wink as I walk past.
Yeah, I think when everyone actually gets in, notice that Ro isn't there. I sort of like walk to the top of the ramp and like just peek around the side and like.
By the time you've gotten there, he's going to be walking in. It's just very,
Is your prayer gonna take long, mate?
Yeah.
he's already done. He's already walking up. It
He's
wasn't
already
like
gone.
Take your time.
Okay. I just shrug and walk over and take my seat and strap myself in.
At this point, Odysseus is going to come round into the hatchway and put his hand on the roof and lean himself in and says, "You'll be making planetfall in Port Gaia of Hive Primus, remember. As soon as you land, disperse into the crowd and go about your business. I don't care how you go about your investigations, but remember that we are to be subtle and discreet. If I find that you have been making a noise, we will deny all ties to you. Do you understand?"
Yes.
Sounds fair.
understood.
Denial ties.
Good.
It's good
May the Emperor be with you, acolytes.
How suspicious do we all look? I mean, 3 of us are wearing gas masks. One of us looks like a noble bounty hunter. I mean, we've got to stick out like a sore thumb, please, right?
Depending on the neighborhood we drop in, that's the thing about 40K. This genuinely might not be that impressive of a event.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word on that one. But if everyone's
If-
there just wearing like trendy turtlenecks, I swear.
They're all from Oxford.
They're all Oxford.
Kill me. In that case, then I'm like, and you too, Odysseus. See you on the other side, if ever.
Catch you on the flip side, Chief.
Alright, so the hatch closes and you guys exit the Custos and Xenos. Below you,
Anybody
you can
want
see a
fries?
planet which has 3 major hive cities. and they were approaching one of them through the atmosphere. Above you, you can see that you have kind of ignored an orbital station, which all of the traffic seems to be going through, which also has a space elevator going to the ground.
And that's a foreboding sign.
You make your way down to Hive Primus, a very desolate place. I don't really need to describe it. You all know what a hive looks like, I hope.
Yeah. Has anyone been here before, by the way? Just
Of us or in general?
any of us, like in the group, has.
This
Okay.
is like bottom left of this. My homeworld is it's the very top left of the entirety of the Ascalon sector.
It's the opposite end of the sector. Like,
So,
Alright, so you guys all know like what to expect in a hive world.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in a hive world.
Yeah, I have less experience with them, so.
Well, I'm going to be helping some people learn.
Skatari wasn't born in a hive, but he'll be able to cope.
I'm Voidborn, so.
We'll see.
awesome. So, Port Gaia is a hub of activity every hour and every day. When Desolium's sun leaves the sky, massive flood lamps affixed to the towers illuminate the port, while a constant barrage of warning flashes, running lights, and engine flares sporadically light the area and cast flickering, stark shadows. Beneath the highest landing platforms, though, comes a half-concealed walkways, and they're stuck in perpetual darkness. And the further down one descends into the sublevels, the darker it gets. As ancient human lumen globes and inconstant power supplies provide intermittent, unreliable light and leave entire corridors in pitch blackness. As you guys land yourselves, there are quite a few landing pads who are arranged vertically along a singular wall. You come in, make a landing, it all goes well. You seem to be instantly approved, with a kind of shocked face by the attendant there who comes to inspect the vessel. And the stormtrooper gestures towards the hatchway as soon as it is opened.
I immediately get up and approach the door. The hatchet.
I'll follow
As-
along behind him.
As
Yeah,
does
follow.
Ro. He's
I'm
Just gonna
itching to get out into the hive air.
Mhm.
Spacecraft makes me queasy.
Right now, you're quite high, as Port Gaia is. You seem to be in the upper spire sections of the hive. And as you look towards the main wall, which all these landing pads are attached to, you see there's a bustling street of people moving forth and back and in and out of the hive along the gangways.
Okay, so I'm like, look down the edge of the landing pad and I whistle to myself.
You take a look down and you can see the lower hive levels, eventually going down from the top hive, middle hive, down to the lower depths.
1 second. 1 second, guys. Yeah? What? Sorry, I'm back. As
And
you were
then
saying.
at the very base of the hive, you can see that there is a major desert of glass and sand covering the lands.
Skatari's gonna look over the edge too. Be like, very dispassionately, just almost like he's appraising it.
I took a deep lungful of air, and get out my pad with one hand and start tapping it on with my thumb.
It seems that pollution started to take hold on this planet as smog is emanating from all directions from the hive.
Delicious.
For the guy from the Forge world, I'm not even sure he'd notice.
If any of you can
I'm the
see
only
quite
one without a mask.
you'll also notice some great toxic oceans that connect the continents, and each of which are filled with various mutated life along the surface.
So
What the hell?
what's our first course of action then? Like, we were going to initially go and look at the bodies. Have we received confirmation that we have the authority to view them?
You take a look at your data pads and you've received no word as of yet.
I tut and pocket it.
Inefficient.
Hey, within a day, that's quite efficient.
Yeah, I must say. While we're hanging around here, we might try and ask sort of the local populace, see if they know anything.
Exactly how do you intend to go about that? Walk up to the man in the street and say, "Hello, have your nobles been acting differently lately?"
Place to start.
I'm going to pull out my pad, just type on it for a second or two. Then I'll walk over to Helios and just show him the pad. It'll say base of operations.
For whom? For us?
I'll nod.
I nod. Suppose that's a good place to start. Get somewhere set up. How would we go about, Doug? Like paying to stay somewhere? We don't have
Usually.
money.
You would use your influence, or in very special cases, you might be given currency, where influence doesn't really apply.
Okay, in that case, then I'm going to look at everyone and say, so, if we're going to set up a base of operations, can't be too expensive, can't be too stick out, I would recommend we go down to about as middle hive as we can get, so and as central as we can get, so that we're able to go anywhere quicker. Anyone in an objection to that?
Sounds reasonable from this end.
No objections here.
Okay, I know.
If possible, we should try to secure tools as well. Equipment.
So,
What kind of equipment are we talking?
Weapons repair gear, weapon modification gear, scanners, communications gear. We only have one transceiver.
Yeah. Not very helpful, are they?
I suppose we could always try and find them on the way there.
Yeah.
As a note, Ro was the one who was given the transceiver.
The person I trusted with at least.
In that case, then, is everyone alright if we start making our way towards the centre hive then?
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
also in a hive.
So, as I said, Mr. GM,
Mm-hmm.
looking for somewhere to stay in the centre of the middle layer of hives.
Mhm.
I'm not counting in that, by the way, the under hives.
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
just counting the ones that are
The
civilized
middle of the
and
lower
not,
middle.
and I won't physically die from walking into.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, searching for the middle one of those, and on the way we're looking for somewhere that's close to like our sort of hardware shops. You know what I mean? Is there any
Yeah,
way that we can
weapon
find?
dealers and other consortium representatives.
Yeah. The space screw fix.
You guys spend 10 minutes walking through the crowds, but you eventually find the vacuum transit tubes, which kind of take these pill-like transport cylinders that you enter, sit within, and then they move around the hive. As they're moving around, you head towards the center hive where it reaches its final stop. And as you enter that, you can find a much less grandiose place. It's a lot more dirty, a lot more worker than the noble spires that lie above. Ahead of you, you can see that there's various Hectin auto carriages, Veloxic bikes, and various other extensive mag rails. Mag rails, which have waves.
I take another big lungful of air and comment to myself, this is much more like it.
I'm just going to adjust my mask a little.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So is there anywhere in particular that sticks out in terms of gear stores and stuff?
Across the street, seemingly placed perfectly right next to the terminus, you find that there are some weapon, armor, and general combat merchants there. Outside of the stores, there are various sanctuary-looking individuals, which I will give you a picture of now.
This should be interesting.
They're all female, but there is one of them.
They mean business.
I see.
Are those goggles or implants?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Uh-huh.
God fucking damn it. Fair enough. Okay. I like nod to them in like some semblance of respect as like we pass them.
Okay. They don't pay attention to you. They just look straight forward.
Ah!
I tut again and say typical. I like tutting.
You went to the weapon shop, and upon the high walls, you can see there's various mutant and animal heads covering the high walls. At the side, you see there's various carapaces and armors lying around.
Lovely
And
decor.
behind the actual counter, which seems to have bulletproof glass completely surrounding it, you see that there are various las weapons on show.
So like, I see all those heads, and I look back towards to Wheeze and like pull a face like, ooh. Oh fuck boys.
I'm sort of half tempted to say anyone you know, but I'm not going to be an asshole.
Just no response.
I don't say anything. I just give it a bit of an eye and then just give a bit of a look to Wee, just unsure of how he's going to react.
Upon like no reaction, I sort of like shrug and look back, and say to everyone, "Is this what we want? Is this fine for everyone?"
The Skitari's going to be momentarily distracted by the heads. He's actually going to be kind of fascinated by them. I mean, they're new, so he's gonna.
I'll knock on your implants. You in there?
That's gonna get the first really emotional show since he left. He's actually gonna, twitch and look at you as if to say, "Excuse me."
Yeah, and I reiterate a point. I'm like, is that all right? These shops acceptable for your mechanicusness?
Quick question: is there anything special they have? Don't have?
Seems to just be a general combat merchant rather than anything specific.
Okay. Then yeah, he's just gonna go. It would seem to fit my needs nicely.
Okay. I was like, yeah, nod. So like, if there's anything specific or more higher grade that we need, we're gonna have to go back up to the other areas. But as for now, it's safer if we stay down here as a base of operations. We're all dressed in a way that we obviously have money, quote unquote, but we are not scavengers, so I think we'll fit in just fine here.
Well, you're not a scavenger.
Touche.
Fuck it. I'm gonna walk up to the desk.
Scav
Yeah.
life, mate.
Behind the desk, you see an old man with a kind of rusted and kind of very loosely functioning servo arm on his right side, who looks up at you and knocks a cigar from his mouth.
I am gonna look down at my datapad, type the word grenades, and then just push, hold the datapad against the glass.
He's gonna raise his eyebrows and
So we
kind of asks you what grade and what amount you're seeking.
Twist it back, just frag grenades 4, and then just put it back on the screen again.
Alright, what's the rarity of the frag grenades?
Oh my god.
Is that common, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not hard to
Let
find.
me have a good look. Let me get it right though. So,
Yep.
There it is. Oh come on! Frag grenade! Frag grenade! Frag grenade!
This is
frag
this
grenade.
is 40K. You can find explosives, guns.
Common.
It's common. Okay. So to start off with, that's a +10 modifier. How many are you wanting?
4. Why not?
4. Okay. Second.
I'll walk up next to him and ask if I can have what he's having.
Would this guy? Okay, question for the GM: is this just armor and weapons, or would this guy be able to get us other things? I'm thinking about asking for comm beads for everybody and stuff.
You could definitely ask.
Do we not already have combeats? Or don't know. Or
Do we?
was I the only person who asked for one during requisition?
Oh yeah.
I
you know,
asked for one, but
You all would have had comm bead. My bad.
oh, okay. Is there any gear that you guys can think of that would be more like that we should have?
I would say that we could probably use a Auspex before we go
I
into these situations.
I think I have one, don't I?
Aeon got some sort of med kit just in case, something happens bad.
I know I don't have a med kit, but I actually don't seem to have an Auspex. Well.
Quick question, what's an Auspex?
It's basically, you ever watch Star Trek? Ever seen a
Yeah.
tricorder?
Oh, it's like a tricorder, okay.
Yeah, it's basically a glorified tricorder.
Okay.
Between that and
What
an
now makes
alien
that
motion
what-
detector.
Yeah, the alien motion detector. It's like.
All right. So seeing as you guys are both making a request for grenades, I'm going to say that Whoever has the lower influence is giving an assist to the test to whoever has the higher.
I have 14.
Oh, that's nice.
I've got 32, so yeah.
Right, you
Let me just...
So your modifier is going to be 20, Adam.
See,
A plus 10 from the common and a plus 10 from the assist.
Bitchin.
Yep, got it.
You got grenades.
So
Alright.
I roll at a what?
You don't roll anything.
I do not.
Nope, in this is much simpler. You just give an extra plus 10.
Oh, that's nice.
Could I look into getting an Auspex, or they do
Although
not?
you do have to have the relevant skills and abilities, of course.
I was actually about to look into getting an Auspex for myself as well.
Oh, so I've got grenades.
Well, if we could get a couple of things, then...
He
Yeah,
finds
we
you 4 grenades between you.
Between.
Alright.
Right,
Yep.
in that case then I take 2 and just like slide my where's shades like down my nose and like can I have these? Please?
I'm just gonna be like...
Like,
You're just gonna hear like the... Just like stirring at you. And I'll just hold up my finger with... I'll just hold up one finger.
Ah!
And I'll take
like-
3 grenades off the counter.
I like well I'd already picked up 2, but I like
Oh, right.
I like hand the other one over to you. I'm like fine. But that way.
Alright,
I'll
anybody
just
else?
stand up from the counter waiting.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna... The story's gonna walk up and ask him if he thinks he can find an Auspex back there.
Yeah, I could use them too.
What is
So-
the availability of an Auspex?
Shit.
Yeah, we could know that.
Hold on, tools. Hang on a second, my PDF is doing that block up crap.
Or specs scarce.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still locked.
Alright, so that's going to... and what craftsmanship did you want to add, common?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna look for anything special, just an Auspex.
So it's worth noting that if you're going for anything where the modifiers would mean it would be a minus, that has an impact on your subtlety.
Oh, here we go.
And with scarce, that is a minus 10 modifier to the roll. It's
Oh,
not
wait.
necessarily minus 10 to your subtlety, but it will have an impact. Maybe.
Am I
Well-
able to help him?
I'll help him with it, because I want one too, so...
What 1, 2?
Well,
We should
That's with the
think-
availability, not necessarily with the total modifiers.
I was saying if we're a team, we should only really need 1 Auspex for the whole team because it's a 50-meter range.
Indeed.
Yeah, I was just thinking if we got split up, it might be a safe option to have 2 on us.
Yeah, but it depends. Are you going to make us roll twice for the 2 Auspexes, GM?
No,
And remember, we are trying to stay below the radar. We roll for 2, and we're probably gonna get in a little bit of trouble.
That's a good point. Let's get one, and then if we can get hold of another, then we'll count our blessings.
But I mean, I really do think that we're gonna need one because these things are damn
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah.
Let's get one if we can find another on the way.
Okay.
Who's got the highest rec? I've got 40.
Same.
Is
I'm
this
gonna say
influence?
This is out of Joe and Dare rather than the
Yeah.
other 2.
Is this influence we're looking at? If it's influence, it's 36 on me, so...
Okay. Who do you want to roll?
Whoever's higher and the other one can give a plus 10.
Well, we're tied. That's the thing.
We're both at 36. Do you want to roll it then?
Just first person roll. Then you both go for it, see who wins. Second person can be the guy who's actually rolling it. First person can be the...
What am I rolling? Wait a second. Roll fellowship. What was the modifier?
Influence. There's actually a
Oh,
characteristic.
sorry. What's the modifier?
It is
20. Wasn't it?
actually
Oh, no.
it's 0.
Oh shit,
Sure.
yeah, because it's negative, yeah.
Okay.
No, fuck that.
Oh, we didn't get it.
Anybody
well,
else
no,
want to
that-
try?
That's the help one,
Wait
isn't
a
it?
minute. Target 36. I have a 40. I should have been the one to roll.
I thought you... I said
I have-
36. You said we were tied.
I said I had 40.
Wasn't
Can
that
we
the help
redo
roll
that
anyway?
with him? Yeah. I'm the help roll, whatever. Detriment to you, but oh well.
Either way, that roll would have been a 54. So... yeah, it would have been a 54 with the target still remaining as 40. So, He takes a look on his computer, looks at the cogitator for a second, and shakes his head and says, "Sorry, no Auspex there."
Eh,
Unfortunate.
I'll see if we can track one down at some other point.
And with that, he takes a bit of a side-eye glance at you when you start asking for grenades and Auspexes.
We take personal safety very seriously.
Can I just see if I can alleviate any sort of suspicion by flashing him quickly, or?
Oh,
I mean, you
God.
can certainly try.
It ends up happening in other D&D games. I just end up pouring myself out in these things.
Yeah, feel
Good
free.
God.
If it ever gets to sex, we are going to cut to black and move on. But
You sure we can have a lot of roles in
if you really want your character to whore herself out, you can.
Not this. No, not now.
Okay. I was very
If he had-
prepared to
if-
say like I've seen bigger tits on a trapjaw beast.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Ah,
Even happy
that
to
hurts. I'll have you know that these are quite big, actually. Moving on. If he had an Auspex on us and wasn't willing to give us it, then I would have tried it. But
I also want to clarify this beast is as big as a Lehman Russ tank, so it has the bigger tits, Joe.
I highly doubt that.
So, did anybody else want anything from this place?
Has he got any low sticks?
All right, cool. What are you guys up to?
Oh, guys, I'll be right back. I need you to go check if the back door's locked.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So I'll be right back.
Saying that we should make our way to the to find some lodging for the duration.
Okay. What? All right, cool. You guys venture out into the center hive and have a look around nearer the terminus. At the other side of the terminus, you find a lodging place called the Russ's Tail. I type that in for you. And it's going to look like a wolf who is biting his own tail in a circle as the kind of logo.
God damn it.
As you enter, it seems quite busy. There's a bunch of people having drinks. In the background, there is various, music playing.
Okay. Okay, so then I'll push my way through the door.
Yes, this song.
Nice.
Believe it or not, this Qatari is actually going to look a little uncomfortable at all this.
Yeah,
Can't think of anything but Watchmen from this.
Yeah, I'm not even perturbed by that. I push my way through the door and make my way straight up to the counter. And what's the sort of people in here then? What's
You
the
ask him
class?
that,
Yeah.
or to me.
Well, to you.
To me, they all seem very middle class. There's a few upper nobles who seem to be having a bit too much to drink. And there doesn't seem to be any gangers or underhive members here.
I took when I see the noble. Okay. I push my way to the through the Muslim people to the counter and ask for a shot of his finest, whatever the shit he's tapping currently.
A man comes over, gives you a quick scan, and then takes out a bottle of vodka and a shot here and pours it out.
Okay.
Pushes the glass towards you.
I down it immediately.
He gives you a look of respect and nods at you.
What's the consistency of this vodka? How strong is it?
You mean
Seems
the potency?
quite diluted. It's probably only 30% vodka.
I make myself give the impression that it's stronger than it actually is.
I'm back.
Or that it's like it hasn't affected me, sort of thing.
What's happening?
Oh, they found a bar that might also be able to provide lodgings, and he's showing off for the bartender how much he can drink, and this Qatari is standing by the door looking like he has no idea what the fuck he should be doing.
I take my eyes off you guys for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I sort of I down it and I like prompt him for another one, another quick one.
Yep, he goes in and he like taps his nose and winks at you and puts the bottle under the bar and brings out a different one.
Okay.
Which seems to be the same. Still looks like vodka, but it's got different labels on it. He pours that into a shot and pushes that towards you.
I'll give that a try.
This one looks to be about 70% vodka out of the water.
I'm idly watching this drinking contest go
He's got
by.
respect for a man with firearms who can pick his drink.
Yeah, so like I swig that one, I sort of like, you know, I pull that like burnt like throat face and like and then like immediately like quell that, and I'm like, that's some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of
It is. I got that from Tindalos 4 while I was outside the sector.
some good stuff. So
He's not charging us for this, is he?
probably.
Well,
Okay.
he's scanning your identity chips and then just making a log.
So yeah, he like leans onto the desk and nods back behind him. He's like, "I suppose you have lodging for some weary travellers.
Yeah,
We're travellers, eh?
We could be expected to stay here for a while. We'll pay our way, no problem."
Where are you from?
He sort of like pulls a face in like thought. Says, "All over. I personally am from Huli 5.
Ah, tough ones out there. I'm not surprised you like the drink.
It's takes a lot of raw of ore transport over there.
Did you ever make your way to Enkidu? That's where I got this stuff. They can make some fantastic beverages over there.
I think I landed there once for some repairs on the ship I was on, but other than that, I'm afraid not. Sad to say,
Yeah.
actually. That's sort of like get a grin on my face again, like, and bearing in mind that I grin and I've got like sharp, like my teeth are filed.
Mhm.
So he only sees it like very briefly, but like, you know, it's a bit strange. But I say,
Well,
what's that?
Ah,
He says, I say to him again, like, so, that lodging? Is that possible?
yeah, of course. By the way, if you do get a chance to go around there, definitely do it. Those feral brothers really know that stuff. As for lodging, how many of you are there? Do you want to have the same room? Close by, be far away? I know some couples come here sometimes to try and drink away their problem.
Okay, pause. Can we turn the music down? I'm having trouble hearing you guys
You
over
can just
it.
turn it down on roll 20.
Yeah,
Just
Oh, I can?
all volume slider down.
Yeah, cog and its volume. Just
Oh,
check
I'm
that's
sorry.
on half. I've got it on half and it's a nice background. I like it. So yeah, I sort of like look behind me. I don't even inquire with anyone. I just look behind me and look at the three gas masked fucking hooligans across through the doorway. I just sort of like look back and like, same room, different beds. If you please.
Right, I get you.
Is anyone watching? us?
Traveling,
Like,
and he does the parenthesis fingers.
I nod and like.
Quotation mark with his fingers, sorry.
I nod and like slip my sunglasses off briefly and like have a look of like I have to deal with these fucking people.
I hear you. My traveling companions were the same, all loons. He turns around and goes and makes some typings on the cogitator.
All loons.
I just tilt my head slightly at the conversation.
Like when he turns around, I look back at the group. I just sort of like give two thumbs up and like wink over exaggerated.
is anyone watching us? Can I make like a roll to see if we're
Go
being
on.
like observed or at all? You know, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
make me an awareness check.
Any
That's-
modifiers?
It's quite busy. I'm going to give you -10.
Alright.
That's actually a good idea. Should I roll that as well, or?
Yeah,
If
what's
you're having a
yours?
look around and trying to find something specific, like people watching.
I'm using all forms of vision here. If you
He's
get
not
what
really
I'm
looking
saying.
for anything specific. He's just, is there anything that stands out? Anything that would be unusual, admittedly, to a guy who... That is a really weird target.
I mean, you reckon the entire establishment should be burnt to the ground, maybe? For being
Yeah, okay.
political.
You know what? Then I'll hold off, because yeah, he's mostly just looking around like, this is just way strange.
Yeah, I'll have a look around too.
Defacing the voxes with their crude non-binographic music.
Ah! That's something.
I'll
the
have a look
Mechanicus
around.
have-
What's the modifier, Doug?
The modifier will be -10.
Nice stuff.
Okay, hold on. Awareness.
Right? You don't see anybody
Oh
watching.
wait, it's awareness. Oops. Wait, where is awareness?
Oh, hey.
What you do notice, Ro,
Yep.
is that
Someone's
Tom's
noticing it.
character, Helios, seems to be getting a couple of weird looks from the people next to him, but otherwise, nothing strange. It seems quite odd that the bartender has hit off with somebody.
Interesting.
So how long does he turn around for, like, bartender? Because I'm not noticing any of
Yep.
this. I just,
Yeah, the bartender turns back around and says, "Yeah, I got your room. First one on the next floor."
okay.
He gives you a key card for the door. Says, "Happy staying."
I like to pick it up and, like, waft it and, like, give him a grin and, like, gesture for everyone to come with.
Yeah, as we're walking, I just like give like a briefly just as I'm going past Helios, I'm just like, I don't trust that guy one bit.
Yeah, and I say, it's,
I'm just saying it really casually in a low voice so no one hears us,
yeah,
but
and I say in an equally low voice, like, it's a hive, mate. People are just like that. I think you're being, I think you're being a bit too hard.
The Skitari will basically pull level with them. And, as casually as you can when you're a Skitari, suggest, should we sweep the room for listening devices and such? Is
Of
that something
course.
that they would...
That's what I think.
Understood.
So yeah, I'll approach the door and, like, look at the card and look at the lock. Like, I'm just gonna go straight ahead and swipe it.
You swipe it, and the door unchinks with about 7 different locks that go from the door upwards to the side and below to the frame.
Jeez.
And like, before we, like, properly go in, I'll just
The-
open
the-
the door slowly and, like, look at the other side of the door and then
Yeah.
the locking mechanism. Is it?
Yeah,
Can
sure.
I open it from the inside the same way?
Question: Does Ro like flinch a little at him using technology without saying any rights, or?
Not a key card. Now, if he got into a vehicle and just kicked it off into high gear, he might, but a key card isn't that high on the hierarchy.
Okay.
Keycard probably doesn't even have a machine spirit. Like,
So yeah.
Well, they might, but it would be a very stupid one.
So the door could be opened from the inside, then, yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so then I'll, like, swing the door open slowly and, like, just walk on it.
You swing the door open, and you see that there is one door at the far end of the room, which leads to a small lavatory and showering area. And ahead of that, there are 4 beds in each corner of the room. Very bland, very simple
Ritzy.
purpose.
I'm gonna do a search of the room, yeah, that's for sure.
I, like, stand in the middle of the room, my arms are like, like, on my hips and, like, just looking around while everyone else just goes and sniffs the bed sheets.
Yeah, I've just got my servo skull looking around the place.
I'm gonna need a,
fuck it. I didn't put any modifiers on it, so.
let's say a perception roll for just actively looking around.
Okay. Now, the first thing I was going to think is that, true to his word, Ro was going to start looking for bugs, cameras, etc. Can the utility skull give him any kind of help for that?
Yeah, because I was thinking about sending my utility skull around.
Only when it comes to
Awareness includes search. By the way.
Yeah.
Awareness is search now.
Oh, is it? Then
Yeah.
awareness then. I'd say.
Oh, so I use awareness, not perception, or?
Well, awareness rolls off perception, so.
Yeah, it's a skill,
Okay.
though.
Modifier 0?
Yep,
Same for me?
absolutely.
My god, I'm terrible at rolling.
Not if you find any bugs or anything out of the ordinary. It seems to just be an empty, simple room that fits function.
So,
To be honest, does you think he can afford bugs here? Other than the ones crawling in the sheets?
okay, after they
I would
all,
not put anything beyond this place at this point.
when they've all, like, stopped sniffing around, I'd like to give, like, a quick once over myself. Like, now no one else is, like, in the way.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Nope, just a 0. You don't find anything either.
Satisfied, I give it a nod. I'm like, I look at like the bed that I was like turning over, and I look back at them. I'm like, I just like drop it, and I'm like, I don't know why we even thought that'd be a thing. It's mid-class hive, buggers.
At that point, all of your data pads chirp, and it appears to be a message from Odysseus.
Yeah.
Very
That's
simple.
what I got for me,
Point
Brian.
has an inquisitorial seal on it, and says, fuck. It says that authorization for viewing of the logs of the corpses and devices is not authorized at this time. Carry on with mission objectives.
I talked to a party.
Now, they say that, but I don't think they mean it. Just saying.
Can I send messages back?
No.
One-way transmissions?
Datapad just seems to have a receiver. I don't think you can transmit to orbit with it.
Damn it. In that case, then I'm gonna pocket it and like shake my head.
I don't think he means that we're not authorized. You know, I think that's just more of a suggestion. I'm just saying.
I like
wording-
I like frown at that. I'm like,
That's my dubious personality kicking in.
have you ever been on the receiving end of like inquisitorial or stormtrooper justice?
There was this one time.
I just shake my head like I don't need to. Let's just I just like sigh.
I was on the receiving end of something inquisitorial, but that's...
So it looks like the only course of action we have is to go check out this house Skulljack.
Mhm.
I mean,
It seems like the
we've still
appropriate call.
what time of the day is it now?
It's getting toward evening.
Okay. Alright. We still have some time left. Some daylight to burn.
Mm.
Starters.
Okay.
Where do you suggest we begin?
Personally, I
On your
suggest
pad,
we
you do have information given to you for his house, which is named Hesentan's Manor.
Peasantans man.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, Hesentans.
Do we know his general business, what he does, any kind of entanglements?
What he does is that his family more works on the bureaucratic side, all of the legal situations within the hive.
Oh, good lord.
He could have
Oh, this is
no
gonna
information
be
as
a
to his
long...
specific role, but that's what his house is known for.
Lawyers.
Also, there is now a general notes section within the party notes area that you will all be able to edit.
Oh, good.
Excellent. Okay.
If you want to note down the tale and etc., it's all good.
I recommend that we go in Casey's joint, so to speak.
Okay, question about what my servo skull can do. Can I have it just like act, look around corners and shit for us? Because I'm tempted to use it like a periscope almost, or at least help us scope this place out.
What were you using, sorry?
I was gonna ask, is my little servo skull, is it only used for utility purposes, or can I have it like look around corners, check things out while we're casing this place, etc.?
Your periscope.
Servo skull.
Oh, servo skull. I don't know why I misheard that. You certainly could in a very limited regard.
Okay.
Could you use it to like? You could maybe use it to do a lap of a building and then download the data off it once it gets back to you. Is it like that sort of thing?
That's what I was hoping. I'm not looking for it to like
Live
Auspex
stream.
scan anything yet. I'm just asking for it to like, just do a cruise around the block and give us a video.
I'm going to say no, because the video link part would be a part of the Auspex. service.
No, not a link. Something we'd have to download after.
Okay. What I will say is that it doesn't have a camera that you can access. Not without defiling the machine. The camera that it has its own seeing is less so a visual camera and more a seismic one. Or sonar.
Okay, it could still give us a shape. No,
Can
I
they
get
give
it.
us some basic polygons?
Unless you defiled the servo skull in
No,
the most of ways, you couldn't download the data.
No, I got you.
defiling it in the most horrible ways, plugging in a USB cord.
So like I see like I don't know, you guys like looking at like you're like looking at your servo skull or something, and I like shake my head. Just comment that your reliance on mechanics is silly, and that we should go and see it with our own eyes.
I was just trying to retain a low profile.
I shrug. I'm sure it's a big manor of a noble house. I mean, there tends to be people congregate to a degree, unless they are like what level on this planet? What sort of like level of influence does House Gul'jan actually have? Are they mid-class nobles, high-class, low-class?
They're in upper class, but not in the spires at the very top.
Okay, in that case, then they'll have security, but I don't think they'll have them concentrated within the grounds. I don't think they'll have people, coming out and forcing people away from the general area. It's just because they might not necessarily have the manpower for it.
Are we even like? Do they even know we're coming to help? Like we're.
I'm assuming when they said discreet, I'm assuming they don't.
Do we have any like way in?
You say help, Adam, quote unquote. Not necessarily help in the traditional sense. I think it's more.
Yeah.
Find out what he's done to fuck himself over, and then bring it to the Inquisition. The Inquisition's attention.
Yeah, as far as help goes, we are not that kind of people.
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Well, we're not the
Help
nice
them?
kind of help them.
We help them find absolution. We help them find purification. It just usually involves fire.
Help them.
I can buy into that.
Cool. As you guys are leaving, and some of you may be looking over the data pads, you'll find that your information on the reports given about House Gul'jan have been updated. To condense it all down and summarize it, for many weeks he has been rarely seen outside of Hesenton's manor, his formerly opulent manse. He has since refused, even from family, friends, and important business associates, their visits. The Gul'jan family has grown concerned about Lanz's expenditures, with great sums of money being diverted to an unknown purpose. Lanz has been cited descending into the main hive, something the nobility usually avoid unless they have unavoidable or pressing business reasons. And when he has been seen in public, his appearance has been disheveled and unkempt, with an air of urgency and irritation about him.
I immediately perk up at that, and give my experience to the other.
How much?
To nobles, to be seen like that means that you've really let yourself go. They consider being viewed in the highest regard one of their basically get hard on over it. It's ridiculous. They consider themselves to be crazy good, and for him to be like that, and I would maybe expect that of a lower house. But
Let's put it this way: when you have the influence of, say, 50, and you enter, say, a banquet, if you use the wrong fork, your influence is going to drop by 5.
yeah.
Confusing.
These people are hardcore.
Jeez, hardcore stuck-ups. With him turning away family members and business partners, are we able to get in contact with any of them?
I would assume that they would close ranks. He might be acting strange. But he is still one of them.
Well, if they've grown concerned, they might be open to help.
You find that no contact information is within the data pad.
I'm gonna write on my pad and then just show it to one of us. It'll say head to his manor, offer help finding him, and then there'll be a slash in there. It says or search the Underhive for his last seen location or whatever.
Okay.
I'd say we head to his manor then.
I'll point at Wade and say what he said.
Wrote, technically.
So,
Nice work.
what did you say then, Adam? Pass that by me again.
Like we go down to the. I wrote it. Damn it. We.
I
go
pointed
to-
that out, damn it.
We go to his manor, offer to help find him to like whoever resides there, family members maybe, or then like, or we go back to or we go to the Underhive and try and find like where he was last seen, like rummaging around in the mud or whatever.
Do we have any information about his activities in the Underhive? Have there been any reports to law enforcement, sightings, security cameras?
Didn't we have that? I thought we had that.
I know we had that he.
Like a visual record of the places he's frequented.
You have a visual record of him, which I'll show you at a later time. But otherwise, you don't have any idea of where he's been, other than the reports from his family members that he's been visiting the Underhives.
Well, with lack of information of where he's being in the Underhives, I'd say we visit the manor first.
I agree.
It would seem to be the only course that makes sense.
All right, you guys head to the vacuum-sealed tubes within the terminus and make your way to the upper hives.
Dude, these
In the
things look cool.
meantime, we shall be taking a quick break. Let's say 10 minutes. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah, okay.
All right, cool. But a 10-minute break it is.
Okay.
Less than favourable way.
Win some, lose some.
Okay.
So, can I ask what you are doing here, please? He says with a kind of a monotonous tone.
When you say monotonous, is it augmented or just he's not really saying anything in particular? Like there's no emotion.
He seems like he's being very careful with what he says and how he's saying it.
Interesting.
So in that regard, he's trying to not give anything away.
I'm sure when he like approaches me, shit.
He's
Just say, we're here to C2 Lance Gulgin. We hear that he's been having some issues recently. His friends and family wish to see that he's taken care of.
Sounds like.
And how did you make yourselves aware of his illness?
Well, and like, oh, what was the name of the lady said earlier?
Which lady?
The lady at the door mentioned, "Oh, you must have come from this person."
Oh, that would be Sankt Strenwell. There you go.
By the way, from behind his goggles, the Skitari is kind of eyeing this guy as if expecting a fight. He's not like being hostile or anything, but it's clear that he's not looking at this guy as if he's going to be a friend.
So as I say, Sankt Strenwell has sent us. He feels that he could use help with some professionals.
Is that right? As he raises an eyebrow, he takes a few steps towards you. Quite an intimidating man.
I hold my ground.
With his head forward, about roughly 4 inches from yours, and says, "I am Sankt Strenwell. I sent for no one."
I'm going to step up alongside Daedalus, just like step to the back of his shoulder.
This whole time I've had a smile on my face, by the way, and like even when he says that, I keep it, but it like dips slightly. I'm not used to being showed
in the corner
up.
of your eye, the servant is looking very distressed now, and it's kind of backing off into another room. Not
How
wanting-
tall's this guy?
This guy is about 6'4".
Holy shit.
What is that in meters? Fucking hell.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm just like,
You're fucked.
yeah.
Meters, by the way, according to Quick Hash, that's 1.93 meters according to Google.
Well, I'm like 2 meters, so like I just like it's like this big guy steps over you, and then this big guy steps behind you, just like backing you up.
The Skitari's not going to draw his weapon, but he is also going to step up Maybe the augmetics will get him some points.
Okay, in that
Oh,
case,
I
then,
don't know.
like, I immediately like drop my smile and look at him like frankly, and like, I take my sunglasses off, which have been on the whole time, and I pocket them. And I was like, it's okay, through my teeth for a second. And I was like, look, friend, the man up there, and sort of like making the assumption that he's up there, and like point up the stairs and say, is he
Behind him, as you're saying this, you can see that various servants are running back and forth along the gangway,
Yeah.
carrying water, and some of them seem panicked, and one of them actually has, the typical maid's outfit with the apron on the front.
Yeah.
There's some scratches of blood on her outfit.
I'm just gonna say,
I take
do any-
a casual glance up and just like acknowledge the situation and just curiously look back.
yeah, I just say, look, friend, like, the man upstairs has gotten himself into some serious issues. I'm not sure exactly as to the cause of this, but that is what we're here to find out. Now, I'm like, I like gesture up the stairs. I'm like, according to what I can see here, there's certainly a situation going on right this moment. In fact, we're only here to help.
At this point, a butler-like servant is going to come down the stairs and come and whisper into the ear of the bodyguard. In good old tutorial sense again, I recommend scrutiny.
I was going to say, can I awareness to see if I can hear what they were saying?
Yeah, go ahead and do
Whatever.
awareness, actually.
Can I also get in on this?
Anybody who wishes to hear what was being said, please do an awareness with a +10.
Okay,
The
hold on.
servants
Okay.
just seem very noticeably shaken, as if witness to something
Oh my
very
God,
disturbing.
Fucking fail that.
Son of a bitch!
Boom!
Woohoo!
Oh,
two?
come on.
Here, that their mass, you don't quite get the wordings of it, not enough degrees of success. You do know that something very serious has happened upstairs, and the bodyguard's face just kind of drops and looks at the servant for a moment. And then
Okay.
after that immediate thing, for a few seconds of pause, you hear a loud, chilling scream from upstairs.
Okay, in that
Okay,
case,
the
when that
second-
happens, I immediately push my way past the bodyguard and run up the stairs.
Yeah.
The
and we
second
follow
there's
up.
a scream, the Skitari is going to unsling his weapon and
Yeah.
follow. This is, big deal.
He's not going to stop you, as he seems quite confused, but then he's going to immediately follow you, and as is the servant as well.
Yeah, I check my mask back on and start running up as well.
Combat mode engaged. Like,
Yep. I haven't drawn my revolver yet, but I've flipped the catch off, and I'm ready to quick draw it when we get into the room.
Slip my
You end up
shotgun
moving
on.
on to the first floor, but in fact, bodyguard moves upwards up towards the third floor, and all the rest of you follow,
Okay.
with the servants behind you. And he bursts through a door of what you imagine will be a study.
Mhm.
You all enter.
Yep.
Right. You're all charging after the bodyguard. And the study before you is a scene of chaos. And books and fine quills are strewn about haphazardly. While
Back
parch-
up. When you say chaos, you just mean general.
Yes, yeah.
not-
No, general.
No, he means
Not
straight
with
up
the
heresy.
Hey, I
General
wasn't
chaos.
sure.
Is a scene of chaos, not chaos with a capital, lowercase. While parchment, ink, and a lamp have been knocked from the desk, leaving only a small black orb sitting atop it. Kneeling on the floor, a man in ripped and shredded finery screams and babbles incoherently as he claws at his own face. His lips are ripped to tatters, and blood streams from numerous cuts and tears across his face.
Ah,
Like
this reminds
it.
me of Solitary.
There's a bloody letter opener and two pulped white globs. His eyes.
I'm just gonna turn to the group like, any of you got any Medicaid
Immediately
training?
afterwards,
Omnissiah.
I'm going to need everybody to make me a fear test.
What the hell do I roll for that again?
Is this like a mundane horror? Is this?
This is indeed a mundane horror.
I was about to say I'm jaded, so.
I think I have that too, don't I?
Any target
Yes.
modifiers?
As for a picture, take a look at Skype. That is Lance Ulgian.
I am jaded
I've
as
seen that
well.
somewhere.
Oh,
Where am I supposed to look if I'm jaded? I don't know.
You don't need to
It's
do
a
anything
talent
if
you
you're
would know that you would have.
yeah, I'm jaded.
So how do we do a fear test? Let's do it.
It's a willpower usually.
Yeah. Fear. When a PC is confronted, you must do a willpower test, which is modified by how frightening the horror is. There is no modifier here. Just do a straight willpower.
Sure, okay.
Woohoo! I don't give a shit.
Oh, what? Bullshit.
If any of you have insanity at 10 or above, you are unaffected by this.
Oh, right, okay then.
All right.
Did
Yeah,
anybody
did anyway.
else- did anybody else fail?
Nope.
I failed, but I have the insanity, so I'm good.
Nobody failed?
I'm just like, oh, cool, Tuesday nights at Quizmas.
What?
Before you, the bodyguard is going to look shocked and frozen in place, while servants are vomiting on the floor and reacting quite badly to the situation.
Nah, don't worry about it, it's just a flesh wound.
Reflexively, by the way, the Skatari is going to have not just drawn his weapon now, he's going to be aiming at this guy.
I like put my hand on his gun and like try and lower it slightly. I'm like, anyone here? Medicaid? No? Yes?
Some of
let me
the
check.
servants end up fleeing, but others are weeping, vomiting. The bodyguard is frozen in place.
I look at the bodyguard
checking.
and like point at all
I
the
have
attendants.
limited medical training, but I'm no expert.
Lance is still alive, by the way. He's currently clawing at his own face.
Yeah, I'm gonna point at the point at him and look at the bodyguard and say, restrain him if you would.
He is screaming and trying to do self-mutilation here.
I'm gonna point I'm gonna pat Daedalus on the shoulder and Helios on the shoulder and point to his stun bat. Didn't you say you had a stun bat on?
Being a kind of crazy person, am I able to see if I could try and calm him down with that? I don't know.
Do you have a stun bat on Helios? Just on you.
I think it can. Can my
I was just gonna pat you and point to it.
Yeah. But my power more can be used without the power field, correct?
Oh, absolutely. You can turn it off.
Right, okay. I wish to shock I wish to I heft it and look at the guard and I'm like, can I?
He doesn't react. He's completely frozen.
Right,
Just tase him.
thumb on the shock field and I walk up to him and prod him in the neck.
He takes an immediate shock and all his muscles jerk back as he reacts, and then when you disable the field, he drops to the ground, hands on the floor.
Yeah.
Although he is screaming and reacting quite badly to this, muttering something under his breath, and he starts reaching for the desk to try and grab the letter opener that lays there next to his eyes.
Can I just go and grab it?
Do I
I'm
have
not
to roll anything to dive for it? Does
I
anybody have to? I was just gonna shove it out of his way as quick as I could.
I was
keeping
gonna
that
go
way.
and I was just gonna go over and grab it before I could get to it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna prod him again.
Was anybody
No.
going to try and restrain Lars? I didn't hear if anybody was...
Someone restrain him and I'll grab the knife away.
I'll restrain it, because Tom can shock him. It's not gonna shock me when he touches the guy, because the circle will be between him,
No.
the weapon, won't it?
so
It's not gonna shock me.
While he reaches for the letter opener, I prod him again.
I need you
Yeah.
to do a opposed strength test for me.
Oh, have I made grasp on him?
Am I just able to go and get it before he can?
Yeah, you've made
So
grasp.
I was
to
just gonna,
actually keep him
I was just gonna lunge to slap the thing away. Am I gonna
So do I
get
need
tangled
to-
up on anybody?
Do I get bonuses because I can see?
Do I need to roll anything
Give me a
specific?
plus 20. Why not?
Do I need to roll anything, Doug?
Hold on. One at a time.
I fail it. This guy's fucking flailing.
Got it? So you go and grab him and you restrain him for a few seconds, but he breaks free with some kind of unnatural strength and moves forward towards the desk. Joe, you're trying to knock the letter opener off the table, yeah?
Well, I just kind of want to grab it and get it
No,
away from him.
I was just gonna slap it away unless someone's gonna grab it. I was just gonna slap
gonna-
it to the far side of the room.
You slap
was
it
gonna-
away. It's not like he's gonna be able to find it and pick it up when he's blind.
Joe, I
It's a good
require
point.
you to do an opposed agility test for me.
So I just do agility, or...
Yep, just agility, no modifiers.
Woo!
Shit, that's
You got it.
Yeah.
Them degrees.
Now my turn.
You got 2 degrees of success.
I grab the knife and I do a really cool spin.
Oh my god!
Lance
He got the
Masterpiece.
fucking knife.
He reaches forward, grabs the knife, and brings it high above his head. Is anybody else going to do anything?
Okay,
Can someone just
Oh,
stop
Well,
it?
can I? As I
Stop!
said,
Can I lunge forward and grab his arm? How do I do that? I don't know how to grapple or anything. I've never grappled.
So just make it a post strength roll for me.
Okay, thank you. Let me find my strength stat.
It's tempting.
Son of a bitch!
No,
He gets
like,
more
what
degrees of
is
success
what
than
is this guy's like? What is this guy's like strength or agility? Because like it goes off number degrees of success if you both pass.
Just
It
saying,
doesn't go off like
yeah,
who's
I know.
the lowest.
can't you just use a fate point to add a degree of success
You
Well-
could indeed.
and then
Are
win?
we not? We
Well,
doing
hold
it
on,
right?
I still don't know. Did I get that? Did I grab him and stop him?
No, he won that.
Fucking hell, this guy must have like legit strength.
Can we just tase him again?
I mean, I've been waiting for my turn, but I was saying to
We are going by
To-
turn.
Dare, if I mean you could just use a fate point and win the grapple.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm gonna. Let me find out. Remember where it is on the sheet because I'm gonna note it down. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that because
With that
Yeah.
one extra degree of success, you guys hit a stalemate.
so the
Oh my God.
Skitari's got him by the wrist, gun slung at his side again, and he's just fighting off the damn guy with the net letter opener.
He actually brings his knife down to about 6 inches away from his neck, and you actually manage to interpose your arms between him and the wrist.
Yeah.
And are starting to push it away, but you guys are frozen in place. Kind of like at an equal amount of strength there.
Okay, so he's gonna basically through gritted teeth, the Skitari's gonna be going, I can't hold him.
You're gonna have
Tom,
to start punching him in the face.
In that case, then I wish to stick my baton in his neck again.
you do that, and he flinches and reels back. Do me a weapon skill check for me.
He gets
kill
the
him.
baton off you and starts tasing himself.
Any
We are.
modifiers?
Give yourself a plus 20.
Oh,
Right.
That's a
He
fail.
you manage to hit him, but aren't able to hold it there for long as he passes his toughness test to resist your shock and bat it away with his other arm. Dare, I'm going to need another opposed strength.
Whose turn is it? Or like what's the turn order
Yeah.
of this?
Bam.
Can we?
Dare's being I'm putting Dare's turn between every other turn.
Alright.
Oh
So,
god, this is gonna
It's
get.
just been
messy
Tom,
soon.
it's going to be Dare, then it's going to be Adam.
Okay, I rolled.
Okay.
Come on. Yes.
Nice.
He way fails. With that last shock, as he tried to bash it away, he let his grip on the knife kind of like slipped and he drops it to the floor as he loses his effort while realizing. Ro, you stick him against the desk.
Yeah. Okay. So he's just gonna pin him down then.
He seems to be babbling right now, and he is still currently heavily bleeding from his eye sockets.
See,
Okay.
Can we like
I need
try
someone
and...
to help me restrain him.
I'll. Actually, is there anyone stronger than me? I'm not actually that strong.
Have we like cut out here? Have we won in a sense, or are we still turn ordered?
He's still resisting.
Oh.
So we're now
Whose
looking
turn
at
is
Adam.
it,
What are you doing?
Can I like nab something ropey from around the scenario, or a belt off him, or
Yeah.
something like that?
You find there's some antique hempen rope over there on the wall hung up.
Yeah, I'll grab that and we'll hemp him up, and then we'll deal with his eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a weapon skill check, I think.
Any
Get a plus 30.
Oh, sick.
Because he lost that strength check.
Helpless opponent or whatever. Oh,
Could I-
only just.
Could I make like a free action to like turn to the bodyguard and like, has he snapped out of his stupor yet?
He's still in a stupor.
Okay.
Slap
in
him
that,
across
in that
the
case,
face,
I
ask if
like
he has a medic.
I like punch him in the chest with one of my hands, like like to try and snap his attention.
Yeah, you shove him a little bit. Okay. Adam, you pass and are able to restrain his legs and arms with the same rope. And to which point he is given up and is now kneeling on the floor, sobbing to himself and whispering. Ro, with your Medicae skill present, you can see that he is getting paler and is actively bleeding out at present.
Okay, then I'm listening to this. We need medical. He needs medical attention. He is going to die, and I do not know if I have the skill to save him. Is there a physician in this building? Oh, sorry, damn it, I can't pronounce the word.
The chirurgeon.
Medicae.
Chirurgeon, yeah. Is there a chirurgeon, a medicae, anything?
The bodyguard shakes his head away and he goes, yes, and he
Get in here
Fetch now.
now.
yeah, he runs out of the room and down the stairs, shouting at servants, barking orders.
Okay, quick question. If I try to help and I screw up the roll, will it kill him?
No.
Okay, then I'm gonna
Not
try
make
to.
things worse.
Okay, then with whatever I can find around the place, I'm gonna actually try to help him out.
Yeah.
What
of course.
modifier should I slap on it?
No modifier. Just give me a straight up Medicae roll.
Please work.
Woo,
Oh my god.
that's pretty good.
Oh yes!
You're
You
sick,
grab
Doctor.
some rags, tear his shirt. You manage to bind his eyes open while putting in bits of cloth to try and clot the wounds in his eyes. His eyes on the table cannot be put back in his head. They are gone and dead and mortem.
Yep.
Otherwise, you managed to apply certain creams that you found in the desk towards the cuts on his face. And as you're looking about him, you can see that there's various scars on his back, as if there's been some kind of self-mutilation going on in the past few weeks.
Did you say there's an orb on the table or something?
And
Yes.
Yeah.
and he is much calmer now than he was before. And yeah, there is a small black orb atop the table.
Can I take a look at the orb? I might know something about it. I got some good forbidden lore.
I was gonna pick it up with. I'm gloved hands here. I'm not like on
Yep.
flesh.
So the Skatari's actually, before you guys start that, he's gonna step back from the guy now that he's patched up as best he can and go, okay, I think I've stopped the bleeding, but he still needs a real physician. This is battlefield
Calmer,
medicine.
bro. You remember that there is a sedative within the desk that you looked over.
Oh, good.
It
He's
might
gonna.
well put him to sleep, but it'll calm him.
Do I have to do anything special to?
Well, you can inject him if you want.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna. I'm definitely gonna do that. I don't want this guy waking up.
You inject him with the sedative, and he seems to become much more calmer, although he's still awake somehow. And he's just seems to be breathing and weeping to himself.
He should not be conscious right now. How is this possible?
I don't even know. He's... Jesus.
So,
Right. In fact, I'll hand this.
Chaos.
I'll hand this orb to what's
Yep.
fucking.
so
what's
the object is
tree?
perfectly smooth black orb, heavy and cold to the touch, about the size of a clenched fist. Whenever you place it on a surface, it never rolls. However, it does slide.
I'll hand it
It's
to.
orientation, but it does move along the surface if it needs to.
I'll hand
Does
it
it have
to.
any-
Light reflected upon the orb gives it a clear indication that it just doesn't change, and it's completely reflective of
Yeah.
a black orb.
As a gyro, maybe?
Hmm.
I vocalize.
I'll just-
vocalize.
I'll just hand it to Katrina because she was like, I might
Yeah.
have knowledge, and then I'm
Well,
gonna
I
go
have-
make sure this guy doesn't bite his tongue off. I'll just
Yeah.
like put. Some...
I have knowledge in Architect and Xenos Necron, so I might know something about it.
So tutorial mode might be wise to do a science test.
Ah, okay.
Either that or a forbidden law, if you feel that's appropriate.
You have that as well, Tom, don't you? Say anything?
How do I do a forbidden law? Can I do it in a specific field?
Yeah, you can only do it in the field you have, which is Necron. So
No.
if you
Well,
go
I
to
have
your...
Architects as well, so...
Oh, you do. So if you go to your sheet,
Yeah.
and then look at the far right side, you
Mhm.
don't have it. Yeah, you got them there.
Back one sec.
Yeah, I can see them. I'll just do Xenos Necron. See if there's... What's Architect exactly?
Ancient technology from the Dark Ages.
We're talking Dark Age technology, like before the Emperor conquered the universe. Like where robots were a thing, and there was really dreaded technology that's just been lost to history now.
Yeah, okay. Just as a quick thing out of the minute. Anybody got any recommendations of which I should use?
I wouldn't use Architect. I'd use Xenotech.
Okay then. I'll do that
But
then.
it's specific xenotic to Necrons, wasn't it?
I am before it's a resurrection orb.
Either way...
I
Uh,
hope not. Those things are nasty.
You fail your test, and you feel as though that this item isn't Necron in origin.
I'm
Do
probably
your
wrong.
other test, can't you? Nothing stopping you doing all the tests.
That's called cheese.
I would still like to perform the tests.
Yeah, if it's a different kind of forbidden law or a different skill, then feel free.
I'll do science on it then.
Like, cool, give me a routine plus 20 science test.
Plus 20 on the modifier, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's just 20. I don't need to put the plus there.
Alright, cool. You get 1 degree of success. Congratulations.
Yay!
You very easily sense the stink of the warp clinging to this object.
It's not mine, Dave.
Man, this got some serious warp juju on it.
Okay? And then also, what you're going to experience is an immediate vision.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, guys, dudes!
It's like,
What's that? The fuck is that? The fuck are those? The fuck is this?
Let me just find where my notes were for vision.
Red rum! Red rum!
To experience what's like a walking dream of a vast and barren alien landscape, studded with massive and bizarre, let's say, cyclopean structures.
Good
If
word.
you know what that is. I
I
use the word cyclopean.
Vast barren landscape, cyclopean structures. Yeah.
Yep, they seem like ruins. Do you know what I mean when I say cyclopean, or should I get you an image?
An image would be preferable.
So,
If I remember correctly, it's basically like ancient Greece stone but work.
Yeah.
yeah, you're looking at something like this in all of the ruins and structures of various places around here. And that finally goes through.
So far, no.
Do you even see it registering? There we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Hexagons.
That's
Many hexagons.
Not hexagons, but, you know.
Interlocking stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I get you.
Yeah.
This is trippy, man.
And there seems to be a blue star with black center overhead looking over this, like, blue sandy desert. That's all you get. And then you return to reality after that kind of walk dream.
Dude, you gotta try this thing out, man.
false. False is the answer to that. Like, what happened when you went into that, like, did you, like, space out or something?
I saw this vision of this vast barren landscape. Loads of massive structures. Interlocking stone and all that. There's this blue star. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how you meant the blue star. Like, I explained to them basically what you told me. In best detail as I can. So that's apt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. At this point, you can see Lance seems very relieved now, and seems to just be muttering things under his breath, like small.
Can I? Oh, sorry. Can I make out any of what he's muttering, or is it just gibberish?
Yeah. Once you go down and like look at him and try and listen, he says, "I have seen great and wonderful things. Forgotten kingdoms, cyclopean cities, beautiful landscapes.
Cyclopean. That's interesting.
My orb.
He-
Where's my orb?"
Sounds unrelated to what you were saying, though. Yours was just
Yeah.
stone structures.
Yeah, there was cyclopean stone structures, thank you very much.
I know I
Where's
shouldn't
my
have.
orb? I need it. It's the prize of my collection.
I know I shouldn't have to say this, but keep that thing away from him. He wants
Yeah.
it back. badly.
I'm gonna. I
It must be
pocket
the
it.
orb design. Where is it?
I pocket it under like my cloak.
Doug, I am going to look for the rest of his collection.
Yep.
Okay. You have a look at the rest of his collection. Give me an awareness check with a plus 20.
I know where.
Nice.
Could I give him a hand with that?
Yeah, of course. So make that a plus 30.
No, I slap you away when you try and perceive and help.
I'd like. You know what the sad thing is? I'd like to help, but it doesn't make sense for him to leave
One
the
go
guy
roll.
who's bleeding on the ground.
Oh yeah, put something in his mouth so he can't. Oh, in fact, did,
Well,
did he?
if Ro wants to keep looking after the, I can help search for the collection.
Are you going to add to me then, Tom? Did you add?
Yeah.
Have you rolled?
Oh, I need to. Awareness. Do I get a
Thank
plus?
you.
Do I get a plus to roll to help him?
Gives
Yeah.
me a plus 10, doesn't it?
You
If
would get a
he,
plus 10.
I get a plus 10 if he passes.
It's easier.
No, I mean like, do I get one to help roll? The help roll.
All right, I was searching. I thought you were helping.
Oh, do I
Yeah,
not?
so you
Do I need to
get
roll to help you though?
No, you never need
All
to
right.
roll.
Oh,
to
you just answered.
Oh,
You
right,
just
okay.
All right. Okay, so I get a plus 30. Are you
Somebody
helping
can have
as
a
well?
maximum of 2 people assisting them, and for each person with a relevant skill assisting, that gives them plus 10 for a
Do you
maximum.
want me to assist you? Otherwise, I'll take a look at the desk.
Well,
mean,
we're
that's
searching.
part of
We're
that's
kind
part
of
of
searching the
searching.
room anyway, aren't we?
I mean, the higher
Okay, I'll help you in searching the room
the
then.
higher degrees we get,
Alright.
the better outcome, right?
Okay.
Oh,
Yep, we win.
Oh.
We do. We get it.
I know,
Well,
but still.
you don't search the room. You don't see anything else out of the ordinary. It seems like a standard collection of arts and crafts of Desilium cultures. Bro, he's gonna look over in your direction and says, my orb, have I lost it? Have I lost my wondrous trophy?
Your orb is safe. So are you.
Oh, it's good.
But
Don't
you
need
need-
to see my little child.
You need to not move now.
Do you think he's in a state to be questioned?
That's okay.
I don't think
Whether
he's in
my
a
orb is
state.
safe. Can I hold it? Can I feel my orb?
Not
I
right
can't
now.
see, but I can only assume that's part of its design.
Is there anything spherical in the room?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
So like an apple.
You guys can find a spherical golden atlas of Desilium that's roughly the same size.
Yeah.
I would be
pick it
careful
up,
giving
but,
him a fake. This is clearly not a sane man.
I hand him his orb in quotation marks, to his bound hands. What's he gonna do? Just fit
He
out?
takes the orb and like my black orb. It's not speaking to me anymore.
Speaking.
Oh,
What have
that's
you
a
done
good.
to my orb? What have you done? And he starts negatively reacting to this and becoming more agitated by the moment.
Can I just try and calm down and ask him what the orb says to him?
It says, it speaks, it shows me mystical things. And he starts babbling in a kind of an alien language at you guys now. It says, if you're going to take my black orb, I won't get another one from the pale child.
Pale
Please,
child.
give it back. Yes, the pale child at the wheel that wails.
The wheel that wails.
Yes. Ah, in the place where the workers go beneath hives. The wheel that wails is wondrous and mysterious.
Like,
Okay, quick question. Is there anything that the Mechanicus would recognize as a wheel that wails?
No,
No,
neither
it's worth a shot.
neither pale child. At this point, he starts muttering the same things over and over, but he seems to be getting more philosophical and less coherent, more mystical rather than detailed.
I don't
Very
suppose. I don't suppose that I can like run a hit on my data pad to see if there's like. Will I have like a? Could I have like a floor plan at all? Like of the hives? Is that what
That you don't, I'm afraid.
No. I'm gonna like key that in for later as like to investigate under like any form of like inn or something like that.
At this point, he starts to become very calm and ceases all struggle, and looking straight ahead and calmly in monotone speaks an alien tongue. Does anybody have any linguistics or lore relevant that they'd like to use?
Quick
I-
question before that. Can my servo skull record audio?
Your server school cannot.
Damn it.
I
So
have
it's got
Xenos
its
Necron
rubbish.
again. I have Xenos Necron again, so we can try it through that.
Yeah, of course, feel free. Necrons.
Modifiers?
0.
0? Okay. I'm a bit rusty on my Necron, guys. Very rusty.
Yep.
I hear something about cheeseburgers.
What
I don't
about
know
your
what those are.
Archaeotech? Just give that a try.
No, because that's old technology, isn't it? Not language.
Yeah.
My Necron lore would go in more under
It
linguistics.
does not seem Necron, and it doesn't seem like anything close. At this point, he's going to stop speaking, and then lowers his head slowly down, reels back for a second with all his muscles flinching and shakes for a few moments, and then he expires and crumples to the ground.
I like look at his body and look at like Ro and like check him.
This guitar is, he's going to check the vitals. He's just going to shake his head slowly.
Give me a Medicae skill check, will you? With a +10.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I actually grabbed that. No,
Me too.
I failed.
Right, okay, I've got an idea. I've got a mirror in my
While you
mementos.
can't find of anything of detail, you do know that he died of his self-inflicted injuries,
Oh,
but you
damn it.
can't
But
find anything else
no.
that could possibly cause
So
him
we-
to sit down.
I was about to say, if we didn't know he was dead, I was going to put the mirror in and see if he was breathing.
These injuries definitely do not explain his death, and you have no idea how his brain just ceased to work.
Okay. Then I'm going to actually point out. This man should not be dead.
I mutter curses.
At this point, the bodyguard's going to re-enter the room with a servant who seems to be wearing a white coat and has a Medicae satchel with him. And they stop and look on in horror as they see that he is dead.
I like shake my head at them as they enter, but I look at the Medicae anyway.
Other servants are going to move into the room and they're going to start running around and run out, run in, and they're just going to start looting everything of value.
Oh, I think we just caused some serious shitstorm.
Right, I look at Katerina and Wheeze and say like, and the bodyguard and say, would you two be able to run security briefly? We need as much of this stuff to stay here as we can.
Okay.
I quietly pick up the golden orb.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Smeg, I actually have like security spectators. That's good.
I set you on the what you call them, on the maids and stuff then basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like they are looting from a noble house. No matter
guys,
what.
Do you see that?
The bodyguard's going to gesture towards us, thank you for your assistance, and moves forward to try and shake his hands. Don't say anything yet.
Guys, what are you doing? Do you know? I don't think that you should be near him. I sort of reach my.
Yeah, he raises his hand to go for a handshake.
I sort of reach my weapon and sort of bring it forward and aim at him.
The bodyguard kind of like looks at Katarina and says, "What's wrong with him? What's he doing?" And he kind of like gestures towards Katarina and points his hand at him.
Don't move. Just stay right where you are.
Well,
what are you doing? My master's dead. Why? What? And he's just gonna start moving towards you, Katarina, very aggressively.
I just start stepping back and start.
Yeah, I try and get in the middle of the two of them, like, whoa.
This Skitari's gonna also try to interpose himself between the two.
I say to the guy, I understand your master's dead, but right now, all your master's belongings and everything he's ever owned is currently being looted by the very people who served him. I'd recommend you go out there. We will see what we can find out about the situation. Just
don't care about possessions. He's pointing a gun at me. My service to this family is severed. And I do not take threats lightly as he tries to like push against you to try and get a Katarina.
Okay. And I say, well, you say that, but if everything that this man owns goes, what is left for you?
And will his family not be upset that you couldn't even protect his
Helios,
possessions?
look out, he's got a knife!
At that point, just before that's said, he's going to say, fair enough. I don't want to cause any trouble here. I've had enough problems today, as he places a hand on your shoulder.
Whose shoulder? Mine?
Your shoulder, Helios.
I look at the hand and like look back into his eyes, kind of scrutiny him.
Yeah, feel free. Do a scrutiny check with a +20, if you will.
Fuck this, I don't like this at all. I'm also gonna
I don't need
try and hit this guy in the face with my fucking butt of my shotgun. I'm gonna just get this fucking guy away.
Oh, I don't.
Whoa.
I don't pass that anyway.
Helios! You okay? You stabbed you, Jesus Christ. I sort of run forward towards Helios and try and pull him back.
I got stabbed.
So wait, no, I'm sorry. I lost what happened in a little bit of confusion.
I aim a gun at the bodyguard and pull the trigger.
Whoa. Why are we suddenly shooting this guy? He just put his hand on his shoulder and said he
I'm
was
guessing
fine.
this is just like out of character. I'm guessing Katrina's going nuts here. This is what we're experiencing. For everyone else who... I'm guessing that's what's happening.
Yeah,
this guy genuinely
out of
had...
character, he is going nuts right now.
Shall we give a sort of a rundown of what's actually happening to me?
So I need everybody here to roll initiative for me.
Okay.
Oh no.
If you want to select your token, then click the initiative button on the hotbar.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Boo.
Hang on.
I would like to burn my burn a fate point to put myself up to 10.
Oh, wait, that was
Spend
a
a
guilty,
fate
right?
point. Jesus Christ.
Oh, so yeah, sorry, spend a fate point.
What do I do
Yeah,
to get
feel free.
myself on the turn order? Sorry.
You'll automatically get a 10.
I don't know if that went right for my initiative. Or
It did.
is that?
You got a 1.
Oh, okay.
How do I put myself on the turn order? Sorry. What was the? I do?
Open your sheet.
Click your token and then click initiative.
Click token, which is initiative. Like you mean the token on map?
Yeah, the token on the map. Click your token and then at the bottom left there should be an initiative button.
Bottom left.
You might need to turn on your bar. Yeah.
If you don't see it, go to the cog and then next to initiative, click in bar.
All right. Oh yeah. I don't have any of this.
Okay, put it all on except for Helios, I imagine.
Good question. Have I shot this guy yet? Or
Hold on. This is what initiative is determining. So, Ro, you have the first action here.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out exactly what's going on because I still don't know what the hell happened.
So,
The guard put his hand on someone's shoulder, someone shouted something, and we're rolling initiative.
So right now, you two would place yourselves between Katarina and the bodyguard.
Right.
With Tom facing the bodyguard and trying to make him leave, essentially. The bodyguard had surrendered to that thought and placed his hand on Helios' shoulder as an agreeal or a sign of respect. Katarina had freaked out as soon as the hand was raised, and she seems like it's a very dire situation as soon as the hand clamps on Helios' shoulder. And she has then moved up and has raised her gun towards the bodyguard, and seems like she's about to pull the trigger.
Okay, and going by the fact that Rose still is pretty sure she's a heretic, he's actually going to try and stop her. Is there any way I don't understand, remember the rules for these, is there a way to, grab her weapon and keep her from firing?
Grapple.
Of course, you could try and grapple her, you could try and knock the weapon out of her hand, you could try and shoot the weapon with your own weapon.
Well, I'm not going to shoot the weapon because something tells me that would be harder, but what's the difference between grapple and knocking the weapon away?
There's a disarm thing, isn't there? Disarm?
I've literally never used those rules before, so
I've never done it either.
Yeah, give me a second.
Oh no, disarm's a skill, sorry.
Yeah.
It's on a skill. So
It's
I
a
would
perk.
have you make just a plain weapon skill check to try and use your fist to hit the gun out of her hand.
Oh,
Or
God, I
you
wish.
could make a grapple a check, which would be an opposed strength roll.
Let me think for half a second.
Grappling will just stop her from shooting. So.
Oh, well?
Yeah.
Even if I fail.
If you fail any of these, it's
So
not gonna work.
grapple is an actual action here. The action is only used when a character is already engaged in a grapple. Wait, what?
Oh. No, there's an action to get into grapple, and then grapple is like a state that you can't leave unless a bunch of stuff's met. It's fucking stupid.
Okay, no, yeah, I've got it here. So you need to do an opposed strength check if you're going to try and grapple.
Okay.
Do your weapons skill check to see if you can grab her first or something? I can't remember.
I'm reading here. The options when your character is already engaged in... Oh, son of a bitch.
Now go to page 229 of the PDF.
Yeah. You can grapple the following to not use reactions. Person who comes to be engaged in melee combat. Person who grapple can only use the grapple's action. Attackers gain plus 20 to weapon skill. Only two characters engaged in the same grapple.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
how
so
do-
you've got to attack him, and then you attempt... you're going
So
to
you need
hit
to
him.
try and do a weapon skill to achieve a grapple, whereas Katarina, you're able to use the dodge or acrobatics skills to try and avoid that if you wish.
am I sort of aware that he's trying to do that, or?
Yeah, he's moving towards you, but you kind of committed to bringing your gun up to shoot the bodyguard. You don't have much opportunity right now because he's got the current initiative.
So I'm going to actually try to grab her. I'm just going to try and grapple. Just stop this before it gets anywhere out of line.
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead and make that a weapon skill test for me.
Please don't miss.
Woo!
Right, you hit
Oh.
with one success.
Yes!
What the hell are you doing?
Katarina, if you have the dodge or acrobatics skill, you could use that to try and resist the melee.
By the way, when he's doing this, he's going to yell, "Stand down."
What does acrobatics do?
Lets you do shit like this.
No,
No,
like,
don't.
I think you actually need dodge to be able to dodge, don't you?
Anyway, back in the thing. What the hell are you doing? Don't you see he's just stabbed
Wait,
Helios?
He's not even armed.
What are you talking about? He's holding a... You just stabbed him!
He's fine. Put
Helios,
down the weapon.
Okay. So
So,
in that case, it's my turn now.
So
Who's
just as they're beginning to speak to each other, it goes into your turn.
who stood closest to those two?
It's bodyguard, you, then it's Ro
Wheeze,
and
Wheeze, are you stood close enough to him?
I'm stood within reaching range of him, I think.
Okay, in that case then, I like unsheath my stun baton and toss it to you, Wheeze, and say like, that thing's done something crazy to her. Put her down and out for now.
Go ahead and maybe a ballistic skill test.
All right. Oh yeah. I'll snatch that up from the air. Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
I do that and I say like, I turn back to the guard as like a free action, and as a free, and I say like, there's some serious. I'm gonna just cut to the chase, friend, and say that there's some serious architect Xenos nonsense going on under your roof. It kind of upsets me to know that you've let this happen. But for now, let's concentrate on.
All right, Wheeze.
Well,
Yep, I sedate
yeah.
Katrina using said stun baton. I get a bonus hit, don't I, when she's in grapple or whatever?
yeah, you do. You get. Hold on, let me find it. Let me
20?
find it. Plus 20, yes.
Other attackers
Yeah,
get plus 20 to weapon skill check. So
Just don't hit me.
No, like I don't like. There's no chance of me hitting you. It's melee and melee, so I'm fine. Unless I was shooting.
I just know how my luck seems
Pull out
to
my
run.
shotgun. I'm like, why not? I'll risk it. I'll
Just-
try and
just-
stun
I
her
mean-
with scatter.
just prod her in the neck. It's all good.
Do I even need to make an attack? Or is this?
yeah, because she's
Okay,
resisting. Maybe a weapon.
Is there any chance that the stun will also hit me?
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I hit that with like.
A lot of
Two
degrees. of
degrees.
success.
2 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that changes something with stun though. I'm not sure.
So, Katarina, you get shocked in the neck. You weren't doing it to damage her, were you? You were just shocking her.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
this is
Yeah,
trying to
I'm
knock her.
guessing we're just like we're skipping over the fact that I've
Well-
got to like properly damage her and stuff.
Well,
just to,
yeah. I was gonna
Yeah,
say, as long as he does 1 point of damage, it doesn't do damage to her and just shocks her instead.
Yeah. So you get shocked, Katarina, and you blink for a few moments as you black out for just that moment. And when you bring your head back up, the bodyguard is now normal, and you can see that Helios has not, in fact, been stabbed.
I look concerned.
What the hell happened? What the...
You'll go,
where's-
Katarina. What are you doing?
This, by the way, the Skatari is not letting go of her. He's got her by the arms, and he's going to be holding on to make sure she doesn't do anything crazy.
Let's hit her again for the lol.
What the hell are you doing? What the... Where's it gone?
Where's what gone?
are you talking about?
Just doesn't there...
And I like gesture to the pocket where I saw her slip the orb, and I'm like, I think that fracked you over.
In fact, I'm going to take that out of her pocket since it didn't have any effect on me.
Okay.
So I picked it up earlier, and I'll take it out.
What the...
I
Slip
put
it on the
my
pouch of my combat vest.
I put my hand out for my baton bag.
Oh, no, yeah, I'll hand you that.
Do you mind letting go of me at all?
Would you mind not trying to kill anyone when I do?
I wasn't going to. No, I won't kill anyone.
He's going to let go, but he's not going to look happy about this. He does not trust her at all right now.
It's a proper state like, you're not going to kill anyone, are you? It's like, yeah, no, I promise I won't. It's like, "Ugh,
You know what I mean.
I don't think I trust you here. It's like, no, I promise.
You're releasing me as I like sort of get back up and sort of curiously looking around and just giving the guard a quick glance as I'm looking around, but not acknowledging him fully. So as if I'm looking for something that's just disappeared.
The bodyguard here is going to slowly retreat and then leave the room and head downstairs. as have the servants that were looting in there are going elsewhere to find their prizes.
I'm gonna sort of like I'll sort of give you guys a nod, and then I'm gonna like head out to like try and clear out these servants stealing things. I'm just gonna fire a shotgun into the air. So I'm just sort of like walking around the mansion, try and stop people stealing shit.
Just firing
You
a
have a
shotgun into the air.
You have a
Okay,
shotgun?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like try my best to act like act like team leader sort of thing, and like individual people send them down like different corridors to like stop to quell the chaos with curly C.
Chaos.
Chaos with curly cat.
Chaos with a little C.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that joke. By the way, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. I know it was a mistake, but I really wasn't
Chaos
sure
with a
what you.
lowercase C. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a thing from
Yeah,
now.
that's we've already got an in joke. Session 0. Good job.
great job, guys. All right, so, Wheeze, as you're leaving, you realise that while you were searching, you've picked up a journal from the desk of Lance Gulgian, and you've got it available to read now as you're moving through the house, if you wish.
Yeah, I'll just read the journal one-handed while I'm holding the shotgun in the other.
Amidst the many pages of idle musings and vain gossip and matters of commerce, and a few, relevant entries are found, revealing much of the same information you've already got. But the last few entries, undated, speak of lost palaces, forgotten gods, and towers of bone, before trailing off into incoherent ramblings scattered with crude renderings of unidentifiable alien symbols and rough sketches of the vistas that Land saw in his visions.
I'll slip that in the old pocket with the orb.
Yep.
And then I'll keep on chasing maids around with a shotgun.
Katarina, on your other hand, you could find a crumpled up piece of parchment that you just found underneath Gulgian's desk, with a note that mentions the Screaming Wheel, with a note about conducting business.
Hey guys, you want to take a look at this?
I approach Karina. We'll give her a wary glance before I go within arm's reach.
This Qatari's gonna, he's
I'm
also
so-
doing the same thing. He's not gonna take his eyes off her while you're looking at that thing. By the way, he's gonna be like, okay, no, I don't trust you anymore.
I still give it like a disapproving look, just like, what the hell are you guys at?
Yeah, I look at the parchment and stuff. I sort of like look up to the ceiling for a second. You'll like know that's like Helios's like thinking posture. And he says, that sounds remarkably like a run off the mill like tavern name. We could do to have a look at around that.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Give it a search. Go find a tourist information board. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Actually, is there any sort of like computer in this room at all?
There is no cogitator in here, no.
How big is this mansion that I'm walking around anyway? Like, what's the
It's 4
size?
stories high and has roughly 5 rooms width with 3 rooms depth.
How many maids am I expecting to be clearing out? How long am I at this job?
There's quite a few servants, but some of them are running away now that you've started firing your weapons. They all seem to be evacuating with the bodyguard directing them to leave.
Okay.
And then he soon leaves himself.
As he's hopefully
before he
collecting
leaves.
property up.
Before he leaves, can I approach him? Approach him and ask him for a contact detail. I say to him.
Why would you need my contact details? You're just business partners, right?
I look back towards the guys and look back at him and say, "Look, we're here. We're investigating issues like instances like this. It may see fit that you may find a way to avenge your master. If that's something you'd be interested in, then we would certainly like to keep you in the radar."
Go ahead and give me a fellowship roll.
Boo.
Helios levels with him. Come on, man,
I
I've got goals. I need XP.
Helios is the diplomat.
Can I get a
Yeah,
target?
look.
Can I get a modifier?
No modifier.
Boo.
Oh, wouldn't it be funny? He's just like, okay, I'm gonna level you. This is actually a game.
Oh my
and I
God.
actually really need XP.
What do I get for 100? Surely there's
You're
a
just
special
like-
Are
rule
you
for
sure
that.
you want to take it?
You are?
Are
Yeah.
you sure you want to take it? No fate or anything?
I thought being a prior split your fellowship in half. I thought your fellowship was like stupidly low.
I'll re-roll
Wouldn't it just be like
Actually-
hilarious if he's just like, I'm sorry, mate, I don't swing that way?
Yo, dude, I'm gonna spend one to just get a success. Spend a fate point.
Is that even a thing?
No.
Is it not?
I was about to say
No.
that. That's like a degree of success. You can't buy like an
Alright.
actual.
You can buy a +10 prior, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh man, I just noticed I can auto pass goddamn law tests.
Right, in that case then I'm gonna buy a +10 and buy a reroll.
You could have had a really successful
All right, sure.
unrelated
+10 and
necrom
reroll.
roll.
Go for it.
Woohoo!
Very well done. For a moment, he seems like he's going to like punch you in the face. Then he seems to bring back his mannerisms and such, and adjusts his tie and says, "Sure, yeah. Give me your data pad. I'll put it in my Vox code."
Aye, hand in mine.
Yeah, but he puts in the Vox frequency for his personal comm device, and then he
What's his name?
tips his head at you and leaves.
See, I was half expecting him to take the data pad, punch him, and go, "This is what you get," and then walk away.
He was going to if it was a 100. Also going to accuse you of killing his master as well, but
Dropping your influence to 0.
Yep.
Oh, that would have gone over so well.
so to reiterate, that is Sank Strenwell.
Oh, yeah,
Somebody should be making notes.
I am doing. I'm gonna dump my notes into the thing at the end of the session.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Right. With that, the house is clear. Wheeze, Katarina, and Ro, what's happening while you two are alone in the office?
You like to know. This is a private congregation. No GMs allowed.
Fucking hell.
They're
Seriously.
on the desk, just right next to the ripped out eyeballs.
You heretic, you theocrat! Om nom nom. Right. What are you two up to?
I actually kind of want to take another look at the orb, but I'm not sure if everyone's going to let me near it.
Nope.
I'm not there anyway.
Okay.
What's about in the mansion anyway? Since I've been like doing a lap of the entire place, have I seen anything interesting that's not been looted? I'm sure the maids haven't got away with that much to say they've only had like 2 minutes to loot. Like,
You'd be
Yeah,
surprised how fast looters are.
Well,
Yeah.
a bunch of antiques you'll find, but you'll have no idea what their worths are.
oh, I'm not looking for value. I'm not that. I'm just like what if I walk past just for knowledge of it.
Standard antiques.
Unless I
He
just
seems
like walk
seems
through
like
a room that's got like
collector. There's a large
pentagons.
library at one point. There is a kitchen which had food being prepared.
Alright.
Nothing out of the ordinary, really.
Can I check his desk? In his desk.
You've already done that.
Okay.
We're searching the room.
Yeah, well, I'll head back to wherever Helios was, since he seems to be
Mhm.
the person in charge. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and
What is going on there?
I'll just walk
I'm-
up to Helios and hand him the
I'm
stuff.
here. I'm just so far. I'm trying to remember exactly what's been going on. So,
Okay.
she's sane again. We've got
More or
the
less.
orb away from her.
Kind of like
One of us is out there playing looter control.
We're doing very well.
I've won that. I've won that war.
I'm trying to figure out what there is left for me to do. Frankly, I mean, he's not gonna. Well, no, he's actually gonna start. I don't have any investigative skills to use on the orb because I'm actually tempted to look at it, but
Well, the thing is, I just noticed that I can use fate points to also pass my law stuff.
you gonna
I
try
didn't-
again then?
Well, that's the thing is, one of you said you didn't want to let me near it, so
Yeah, you're not getting near it.
No, you're not getting near it. Not
Can-
until we can confirm
you-
you're not gonna try and kill anyone.
Can you auto pass
You-
it?
yeah, I can spend a
We'd be
fate point.
metagaming that though, now wouldn't we? That's like
Yeah, that's the problem. We'd be metagaming it.
probably just like, oh well, we'll
But
let him
I've got
touch it
quest-
one more time.
I've got quest of knowledge, which allows me to also pass the logic or law with. I can't remember if it says IB success degrees. So
If at some point, like,
If at some point I can get the trust back, I will try and do it again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not right now,
Just-
no.
Yeah, no. I can totally...
Okay, cool. What are you guys up to?
I'm gonna like go to Helios and hand him the book, and then I'll lift the orb out, and then I'll put it back in my pocket, like indicating that I'll hold on to it. If that makes sense. And I'll hand you the book, and I'll point to where I got it from.
We should put that in some sort of safer container than a pocket.
Yeah, I like.
I don't want you to try and attack anyone's bodyguard.
Yeah,
I'll
prod Wheeze in the chest, and I'm like, "You go crazy on us, so help me! I'm gonna slide tackle you, son."
I'll hold up my hand, and then I'll just like pick at the like I've got like a skin of my actual skin. It's never gonna touch my flesh. Basically, I'm just gonna indicate that I'm covered all over.
Okay.
Mhm.
I get.
I
the
would
hint.
still be careful.
I second that.
Am I able to check the journal at all, or do I not know about it?
I've had it to Helios anyway.
Oh, you've handed the journal to me.
Yeah, that's what I gave you.
Okay, in that case, then I'm gonna like have a quick flip through it. Can I get an overview
Of
of the journal, or is it like a separate
just
thing?
what I said before, really. If
Oh.
you remember me saying it.
Oh.
If not, I can go over it again.
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay, give me a second. Just do...
Just gonna quickly write on my pad.
Amidst the many pages of idle musings, vain gossip, and matters of commerce, and a few relevant entries, revealing much of the same information there. However, the last few entries reveal undated kind of writings of lost palaces, forgotten gods, and towers of bone, before trailing off into incoherent ramblings, scattered with crude renderings of unidentifiable and alien symbols, and rough sketches of the vistas Lan saw in his visions.
Okay, thank you.
Just gonna quickly write on my pad and then just turn it to face the party. Say we live here now.
That might attract more attention than you have considered.
At this point, you guys are very easily going to hear some alarms coming from outside, and sirens.
Yeah, I shake my
Those
head.
in particular.
Yeah, we can't stay here, unfortunately.
I recommend getting out of Dodge.
We're supposed to be keeping a low profile. That does not sound low profile.
Getting out of Dodge is very low profile, actually. It means not being here.
No, he means the sirens and staying here.
Yeah.
You know what he meant.
In fact, did I see any back entrances? Like as we as
You did.
I was like, yeah, I'll gesture. I'll just sort of like wave them to follow me,
Okay.
and then
I'll wave my hand as in like lead the way.
Uh-huh.
you can
Okay.
speak.
You guys make your way towards the back entrance, out of the mansion, and into the general apex without any issues.
Cool. In that case, then. Right. Okay. So. Throwing that was weird. Okay. So
By the throne.
next protocol, we should probably not stay up too late and go to sleep in our aforementioned place, because it's like, what time now? Late.
It's 6 p.m. for me almost.
Do you mean in the game or?
I meant in the game.
In the game, it's heading into midnight. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, let's head back. And when we're back, can I take a look at the journal? Or...
sure. Well, if you want, I'll just pass it to you as you walk. If you like.
Okay, I'll take a look at it as we walk. And can I do a Forbidden Law check on that?
Yeah, you can do a sign of science if. Oh, forbidden law. Yeah, feel free.
Okay,
Although I would like.
modifiers or none?
None.
Can I then use a fate point to,
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I'll spend a fate point for that. Beyond that, I'm not entirely sure what to do next, so...
Yeah, I'm actually kind of stumped.
Well, I was gonna say like, I don't suppose, with me reiterating the fact that I have to be at work in 4 hours,
Yeah, of course.
would we be able to end that there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Sweet.
we can pause here. That's actually a...
This is the first section, so it's all good.
I think we did really well for first session.
Okay,
So
I've
anybody
never-
want to make sure anything is noted down for definite that they recall hearing, or
what's the
Our
status
top.
with the journal though? Since I'm quite interested, and I was in the middle of that.
It was the thing that you read out again for Tom.
Yeah, no, but I did a forbidden law check and.
All right.
yeah,
might
no,
be-
you didn't get anything from it.
Oh, so not Necron. What trial detective or something? Oh.
As a party, while you guys are heading back to the tavern, you want to just converse over what happened, or any more discussion there, or are we leaving it for that?
I'm gonna like tap my pad and just show Helios or whoever's next to me that's not Katrina while we're walking. That like.
So sorry, say
It
that
just
again. I had modulation. I couldn't hear
Like,
a word of
we
it.
like, right, I'll be walking alongside Helios or something like that, and I'll just pull up my pad and I'll type onto it. I'll say like, she needs to be watched.
I nod in agreement.
If I can see this, I'm going to nod as well.
Yeah, like if you're there, I'm not gonna hide it from you. And then
Yeah, he was
I'll
going to be tailing along with, and he's going to nod very emphatically, as if to say, "See what I told? See." This was a bad idea.
I'll thumb to my chest, and I'll like I'll drop away from you two and walk alongside her. Then, like indicating that I'll do it.
Okay, in that case, like as before you like peel away, I'm just gonna say to you two basically, although you say she should be watched, just remember that would have probably happened to any of us. So don't be too hard on her.
I pick my glove again and just walk away.
Wait, so who's the one watching me? Just
Yeah, so just without any reason, I just sidle up alongside you, just sort of like walking.
Yeah, I just want to know which one it is because I'm not entirely sure. I haven't got names to character. Wheeze. Okay.
Okay.
So, hi, Wheeze. How's it going?
Well, you guys all make it back to the Russ's Tail,
You're such a kidder.
back to your accommodation, and we're going to end it there and
Okay.
catch up in the morning in game and whenever we arrange that session for.
Demons.
Everybody is going to get a base of 400 and plus a 100 for each of you for being such wonderful players.
Oh.
How come
Shall I go-
you've written it in session 1 anyway?
Yeah, you guys got way further than I thought you would, so that's why the 100 XP is there.
So that's
All right.
total 500 I need to put in the spend thing. So that's.
Oh, are you putting it in the XP chart thing? So
Yeah, I'll put it in the chart myself.
That's
for you
our
guys.
feeble
I'm-
mind will mix it up.
I was
I've
just
got
wondering.
850.
I was just wondering
Now-
why you put it in session 0 and session 1.
Session 0 was other bonus XP that doesn't happen before session 1. Or just happen now.
Okay.
This is session 1. Session 0 was that kind of like idle bit we had beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Where we were going over backgrounds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was session 0, the background.
So, I believe we have
Definitely discovered a clue because I found that journal.
discovered a clue.
The screaming wheel.
I've
You've made a contact.
Yep, you've all made a contact, so that'll be 50 XP each.
Cool.
Yes.
I have
Okay.
literally no idea how I'm gonna do this one. Katrina smells more like prey than hunter. There's no like goal involved. It's just like, she looks fucking weak.
Why did I
Basically,
look?
if you feel it's no longer relevant, that means you've resolved it.
Like that's like I kind of did that thing where I said I'm gonna watch her to like try and point towards that goal because I've no idea otherwise how
Yeah. So
It's not resolved,
She's
but you're definitely on the right track.
So
she's
yeah.
prey, so I'll watch over.
we made a contact and we discovered a new clue. So
And the Skatari does not trust her worth a damn.
That's another 50 for everybody.
Oh.
So, did anybody feel like they did achieve a bond?
The closest I can.
I definitely taught Helios the true meaning of sacrifice by holding the orb.
I don't think
closest
I
I-
wouldn't say so just yet. Although I do
Joe,
believe
I'm going to give you 50 there for playing it out properly. That was really good.
What, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the whole hallucination thing. Thank
I'm
you.
going to treat that as your disposition for the session. Something you did that was kind of group compromising, aided in roleplay.
Yeah. Can I actually tell them what exactly was happening? Just.
Yeah, feel free.
So basically, Helios, the guy transformed into a Necron and stabbed you with a knife, holding a ghost pistol at me.
as you
Holy
do.
shit!
Thinking about it, you're reasonably calm for what happened.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wasn't entirely sure how to react because, like, someone's in a cell, so I've probably had these visions before, but I'm still very
I'm going to
wary.
recap what I said. It's like the bodyguard is now a Necron warrior, intimidatingly walking towards the group. He raises a Gauss pistol at Helios as he raised his hand for a handshake. He's about to stab Helios with a knife as he brings his hand down for the shoulder. And then Helios screams in pain while his shoulder is stabbed, while everybody's shouting around trying to look at you.
Sweet.
And then Alice
Jesus.
is about to pull the trigger.
Wait, does that count as playing an important role in things to come and for seeing it? Helios getting stabbed.
I'm going to say no.
So you can expect more Necron antics in future.
Well, unless you really want to get rid of it that early. I'll give you the
No.
XP for it if you really want.
No, we can.
But that's going to be the basic 50 XP.
We can keep a hold of it for now. We'll figure something out.
I don't think I did it, but I did try and impart some of my Hively wisdom onto Ro at one point, but I don't think I.
Yeah, you did.
You know,
You did a little bit, but
I
not
do
enough for
remember you
results.
being like,
Yeah,
I
okay.
know hives, I'm doing hive stuff. Just sort of like
Yeah.
walked out.
Can I get straight? Everyone with their bonds that are linked to me, they're just like, she's a bitch, basically.
In fact, all three of
Hey,
them
she's
have
a
bonds,
problem.
That's amazing.
I should probably sort that out.
Honestly, my character is, like I said, I don't intend to play him as he's never going to trust her. It's just, so far, she's shown that she doesn't follow his creed, which is a big problem for him. And then she tried to attack someone. See what I mean?
Funny Necron antics. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So,
Compromised mission / tried to shoot someone for no reason, which just
Well,
made
I
me
have.
interject.
yeah. So I don't suppose that we anyone else got any others? By the way, I've pasted my notes into general notes and labeled them as mine and put a breaker at the bottom. So if anyone wants to edit mine and add some more depth to them, because I just basically do them as bullet points.
You're going to get a 50 XP for that, because that's fantastic note-taking.
Oh shit, that is really good.
Let me see, where is it? I can't... Where is
Well, what about mine?
Oh, you've given away the whole fun. Oh well. Nah.
What fun? Oh,
Ah, nothing.
What about my notes? I have a golden
Where are
orb.
your notes?
That's it. Just post it, but I don't. No, I don't have.
so I've edited that out for you.
Thank you. I think we need to keep that on the
Yeah.
down there for a while.
I completely forgot that I've wrote that in there. So I know it.
So there's all your bunch of notes.
Well, they're general notes. We should all get 50.
Oh, well.
Shall I add in a bit about the vision I had? I've only got it sort of briefly, but
Everyone's scrabbling for that 50 now.
no. I honestly don't care. I just it's probably a good idea for us to have it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'll just put it down a bit. It's not going to be in the most of detail because I'm a very I've learned when
Cyclopean.
Great word.
That session was brilliant. I love that.
When's the next one? When is the next one?
Exactly. Fucking hell.
So,
We have to wait ages. Can't we do it tomorrow?
I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I think. Well, actually, no, I've got to clean my room today. But yeah,
Well,
Clean your room.
It would have to be later on again. But I'd totally be in
I
for
couldn't
that.
do it later on because I've got my D&D that I'm GMing then.
What
Oh, yeah,
what
you
time
did
are you
that.
guys looking at? Because remember, there's this time zone fucker
Actually,
going
I
on.
could do it after 10 because 10 is usually when we finish.
There you go.
If you
There you
guys are
go.
up for that,
You've just cemented yourself in there. You fucked it. We're doing it.
is anyone
Wait,
else available?
Hold on. What time are we talking about?
It's exactly the
What,
same
at
time
least-
as today.
I could try.
Displaced by an hour. We'll have to make it 11 so I can get people out of the house and things.
That seems to be okay. If I
I
mean, go on.
I should be able to, barring anything that's unexpected, but I can't guarantee it in stone because I hadn't planned on having that day open.
Okay. Well, I suppose for now we'll say yes, but don't.
Yeah, we're not obligated to do it. Don't worry if
No.
something does come up.
Okay.
But if you can,
If I can, I
That'd be
will be here,
perfect.
but I hadn't
If you can,
exactly.
Tom will be very happy.
I will be a happy cheesecake.
I'll be happy.
We're all happy. That was fucking awesome. It's,
Yeah, it
I
was.
always
I'm.
really
it's
enjoyed
so
that.
good to be a fucking player again. Oh, I love being creative, but oh my god, there's something special about talking down a
Yeah.
fucking
But this
card.
has made me really want to look more into Warhammer. Like, I'm not very privy to Warhammer sort of lore, but I need to look into it more because that was really cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Tell you what's good to watch if you just like. I'm guessing Doug's probably already told you to watch this, but like Vaults of Terror, like
Yep.
they're really interesting for just getting like a handle on like certain areas.
If
If
you
I
want
can
to
get
look at the lore, go look at the Emperor's text-to-speech device.
Yes.
All
Perfect.
of that.
It even does it in a light-hearted note with hilarity. So there we go.
If I can get links to that, that'd be great. But
Yeah, I'll send you one.
So that is the official end of.
Any criticisms for the session for me?
no, it was pretty good. The way you did like a
The way you put the extra effort in and how you did
Oh yeah,
the
definitely.
super secret
Sorry.
chat. But
Yeah,
you know,
the super secret-
the GM chat that had us all like work, but at the same time was totally done well. I think. Good job.
was anyone else getting like secret GM messages or?
Nope.
Ah.
Like I tell you.
You're the secret GM buddy of today.
I am. From one of the things when we were first making my character, I quote Douglas. I am basically an NPC.
Yeah, you are in essence plot device. not for the current plot, but you could be a plot device.
I can be a plot
So-
device as well.
Guys, Necrons.
Honestly, the only thing I would say is next time when we get like, remember how we were running in circles in that mansion for a bit trying to figure out how to save the guy or whatever?
Yep.
If we could, when things get that confused, could we try to establish? I'm not saying we have to be like stick to a turn order, but half the time I wasn't sure when I was supposed to be acting and when I was supposed to be shutting up so someone else could act.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So whenever
I
it
get
gets
what you
something
mean.
like really bustly or high tense, we can definitely do initiative.
Yeah.
I mean,
because
we don't even have to.
I
We
didn't
don't even
want-
have to.
I didn't
We
want
don't
what's
even have to
happening
do
then
it.
either.
We don't even have to do initiative. We just have to stop talking over each other.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's why I was like, fuck it, I try and knock this guy
Well,
out.
well, the issue there is not necessarily that people are doing it. It's the fact that one person starts talking, and then the other person stops talking, and then the other person, thinking that the other person wants to keep talking, stops talking, and then you start
In fact-
talking, and then you stop talking, and yeah, it gets a bit confusing. It's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's have the group rule that if you hear someone else talking while before or if you're talking, even if you were first, you just like cut yourself off.
Oh.
If you hear someone else talking, just even if you were first, just give up the position and let them finish what they were saying and then carry on.
Providing you let us backtrack in case there's something the other person was going to
Yeah.
say to intervene
Yeah, no,
before
absolutely.
the other person acts.
With this thing in place, really, because nobody will talk when somebody else is.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear what he
So,
was
I mean,
saying?
it's just
there?
a case of if it
No.
happens, just like abandon for a second and trying to figure out who should be talking.
I'm going to enact that thing that we were just talking about and say that half your stuff got lost then.